We out here. Once again, AWOL Podcast is episode 40, son. Holla at me.
What's going on?
Episode 40, J.I.
What's going on? I'm sorry. I go by Izzo the Great now. I go by
Izzo the Great.
I
Izzo the
switched
Great.
up. I switched up on y'all. I apologize. I apologize.
Izzo the Great. We got to write that down so when I can put it up in the description.
All good.
We'll
all
figure
good.
that out.
All good.
Shakes, you already know.
What's happening?
We back out here. I forgot what episode. You was kind of, I think it was like episode 30, 29, I think. I don't even know, bro.
I think I was episode 9
Was it that long ago?
or like 12 or something like that. Around that area, I believe, yeah.
Word. Well,
About
you
to
was
look it
already
up right
on
now.
here.
The return.
I was on here early.
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 We're going to find out. I want to know what episode it was.
Early.
Let me see right here. We're going back. Damn, was it that early, bro?
Yeah. It was
That's
the beginning
wild.
of the corona shit.
Shoot. Episode 9, 8 months ago, bro.
told you.
That's crazy.
I was on episode 9. Of
Yo, that's some wild shit. Thank you for coming back.
course, you my man, yo. Like I
Or
was
he
telling
didn't
you,
even
like,
know.
he did, yo, it's so funny, man. Because we were literally having this conversation outside. I was telling him my intersectionality in Amboy in general, but just in life. I mean, Amboy specifically, but life in general is out as astronomical. Because people don't know how many street niggas I know. They don't know how many nerd niggas I know. They don't know how many underground super rap niggas I know. They don't know how many fucking wrestling niggas I know, band ass niggas I know. They don't know how many fucking sports niggas I know. Like, it's my best friend in the world.
Yeah.
This nigga had no idea that you was my man since like 97. I used to go to your house and chill with you in the whole shebang.
No, I knew y'all were cool. No, I knew y'all were cool. But when y'all, like, that record up there, that's crazy.
Shout out to Redman.
Shout out to Time for Some Action. Like that. Like,
But-
I learned how to rap on that. Like,
So we were just having that conversation, and then you came in and just like proved my point. Exactly what the fuck I was saying. Exactly what I was talking about.
Different circles don't even know. Like, you could be your right-hand man. You're like, wait, you got other friends?
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit
Yeah.
is wild.
where was I?
We don't hang out, but it's still my man.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those situations where it's we grew up, we formed a bond, and life took us in different directions, but there was never no fallout, there was never no disrespect.
Yeah.
So the love never changed.
Doesn't
So
change.
life just took us in different directions,
Word.
but the love never changed.
Exactly. And then reason I wanted to have you back, and then he came too, which that's what's up. We're gonna jump right into it. Andre 3000. I saw that post and I wanted some clarification, right? And I wanted it to, did you see the post?
And I
Right?
vaguely I remember it, but if it's anything that he posted, I already know where this is going. So
I want to know what the thought process was, because I get what you were saying. It was, hey, y'all. Hey, and you were like, this is when I realized.
Oh,
This is when I.
son. Yo.
This is when I. What was it? This is when I realized one of my favorite rappers was out the game. Or was
This is when I realized my favorite rapper never had to rap again.
what? All right. What'd you mean by that? That he never had to rap again.
Because this nigga put out I saw the progression. Like, as a fan,
Yeah.
I saw the progression of him from the first album, from Southern Playalistic. It was just straight MCing. It really wasn't no melodic undertones. It wasn't no singing, no shit like that. And then they go AT Aliens, and then he goes a little bit further to the left,
Yeah.
right?
I guess Erica Badu.
Nah.
That's
it's
not
just
even
him.
there yet.
It's not even,
Oh,
Erykah
yeah,
Badu's
yeah.
not here yet.
Yeah. You're right.
Erykah Badu's a criminal. Where this nigga's
got
wearing
that
shoulder
vinyl,
pads and I got it too.
Which is the opus.
Right?
more or less.
Yeah. That
Homie
nigga's
had
wearing shoulder
snowboard boots
pads.
on or ski boots. Or
Yeah, he
something.
was on some wild extra shit. But he's got more melodic, there's more singing than what he's doing, right? He's going further to the left. Big Boy is staying straight here. Big Boy is just elevating himself as a rapper, but he's not deviating so much from his formula.
Okay.
And that's what made them so great, was that Big Boy's holding it down while Dre's lifting it up. But Big Boy was still as creative
Correct.
as Dre.
Yep.
He just kind of maneuvered, and his subject matter was more similarly rap centric.
Correct.
So Dre's singing, everybody's got opinions on the way. You see, It's there. So I see it coming, right? So if you listen to Aquemini, it's there.
Yeah.
Right? Then you listen to Stankonia, and this nigga got Stank Love and all of that shit. So he's singing. He's making singing songs, right? And then, boom, here comes the fucking Love Below. Here comes Hey Ya, and this nigga puts out a song, and it's that shit. It's a great song, and I was like, this nigga never has to rap again because he was already moving away from rap.
Yeah.
And then he goes and drops a whole album with him singing. I saw it coming, and when it happened, it's the same shit that happened with CeeLo. It's the same shit that happened with CeeLo. CeeLo's one of the best rappers in the fucking world.
Word.
And this nigga just sings.
I think I'm great.
And he makes hit
You're
records.
Like, and
He
even
makes
the
hit
singing
records
ones, you're
singing.
like, of course he would.
Yo, it's just like, that's why when I heard the record, I was like, yo, he never really has to rap again because this is where he's evolved to as an artist, and it hit.
Yeah. And it worked.
Hit.
I felt like
So
that was
there's-
his goodbye song
There's no need for him to regress.
to go back to something.
To start rapping again, because that's what was happening at that time. Niggas was bored with rap, so the creative niggas like Q-Tip did the same shit. A bunch of the creative niggas was distancing themselves from rap music because they didn't like where it was. They didn't like the stagnant artistic development of the shit. So they was going into more melodic, more singing, more or different genre infusion than what was generic rap sound at the time. Fucking Q-Tip came out with a fucking jazz album, Come On to Abstract. That shit was so weird. His label was like, we're not putting this shit out. The fuck out of here, nigga. You're Q-Tip. Fucking make some Tribe Called Quest shit. The fuck is wrong with
He's
you?
like, what, bro? This ain't that type of
Come
party.
On to Abstract. What if suck my balls, nigga?
Yeah.
Them fucking Jive Records, man. Put this shit out, dog. What are you doing? Can't
Yeah.
put this out. This is terrible. But it's a great artistic expression.
Correct.
So that's where everybody was going. Look at fucking Common. Common was fucking. It's that whole like that era, and this nigga went boom.
Yeah.
He hit all of them higher than everybody else. But that's where everybody was going. So I was like, these niggas ain't coming back to go hardcore bar spitting after you go there as an artist.
Yeah, it'll be
And
weird
and
almost.
then he was like, and then that's the biggest song in the world. That's their biggest song is that shit where he's like, oh, you think you got it. Oh, you think you, and it's, but the ill shit about it is the lyrics are still fucking dope.
Bro, he got like
And there's
20
still-
bars in there. Did you read? Like,
Yo!
bro, I felt like that was his goodbye song. I feel like Andre 3000 is such a deep character that he's not gonna do anything without it having a meaning. And to like the rest,
No,
people
not
will
at
be
all.
like, it's just a song. But I feel like that was lit. Like if you break down his lyrics, I felt like that was his goodbye to Hollywood and the industry. If
Nah.
you read the lyrics,
His goodbye to Hollywood is Mighty O.
you don't
On the AWOL soundtrack. Pull that shit up. That nigga said, I feel like a night without a dragon to battle. I was like, that's it. That's his goodbye verse.
I want to see that.
That's his goodbye verse.
Wait a minute, doesn't he has a song on that same soundtrack? It's called Goodbye to Hollywood. I think I might be saying the name of the song wrong. Starts
Hollywood
off like,
breakup.
Yeah, Hollywood
Hollywood
break.
Divorce.
Hollywood Divorce. Yeah, Hollywood Divorce. Yeah.
with Lil Wayne on
Yeah,
it, right?
but I felt like that one was still a little.
Nah.
But I feel
If
like
you look at the Mighty O, look, read that shit.
yeah, I
bro.
got it. It's just let me see.
Mighty yaddy yaddy yaddy. Odie odie odie.
It's only he's the only one spinning.
He's the first one. He's got the first verse. It's just his first verse.
You ain't a hater, can't tell. Either wish me well,
Nah,
go to hell,
yeah.
or go to Yale.
yeah.
Study human behavior so that you know who the hell.
You dealing with.
Ain't nothing nutty but the study going unveiled. My relative in jail. Stay engaged.
To whatever make money now. He married to that page.
Divorce is an option. And prenuptial is void. Eat up whatever
a
rapper.
but I'm tangled in my cord hump board. Sort of like a knight without a sword, with a sword, without dragging the battle, right?
So I'm running from a shadow. An impossible feat, I repeat.
An impossible feat, and I repeat. An impossible feat, and I repeat.
Damsel in distress.
But they a mess. They say they like my armor and that I'm a performer. They say they getting warmer, but they only getting colder. Maybe we should hold a double
Diamond party in the North Pole. Invite all the writers and journalists.
Even biters will tournament to see who could be me better than me.
He's a permanent smile on my face because he said you don't like my style.
On my face. Oh, Sash, you gotta play that shit, man, later. Yo,
Yeah, we're gonna play
that's
that.
his by verse.
Fuck.
I feel I'm tangled in my cord hump board. like a knight with a sword without a dragon to battle. I'm running from a shadow. Like I was like, that's it. He said, it's over.
I think that he's so weird in a good way, eccentric and deep, that I think, hey, y'all was a subliminal goodbye. Like, this is how he really meant. And he's like, look, I'm going to say goodbye in the most subtle way possible, and y'all don't even go, maybe some won't catch it.
What do you think?
Peep the lyrics on,
I know the whole song,
but
bro.
she really don't want to, can't stand me. But does she really want to, but can't stand to see me walk out that door? Hollywood in the industry doesn't want to see Dre walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, because the thought alone is killing me right now. Like, don't try to fight the fact that I'm bouncing.
It's a breakup song.
That I'm trying to bounce. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
What
you
else?
think it's a metaphor for his breakup with the industry?
With the industry, then I feel like that's what he meant. Because even the video, like the dudes with the equestrian hats, where they were like,
him?
Yeah.
Well, him, but you know,
Literally.
like when they were like that, it kind of felt like they were trying to grab him, like come back, come back, come back. It was just wild, and then he's all like spazzing and like shucking and jiving. I'll go deep.
That's way deeper than I think it is, bro.
Nah, bro. I think I'm right. I think.
Well, I mean, fuck it.
But think about
That's
Dre.
it, yo.
I would have put it past another MC. I'd be like,
feel
I
you.
don't know.
What do you?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think personally, I think that he was out of here with that album, like
With the Love Below.
The Love Below, and I wouldn't say maybe before it came out, but definitely after, because he's always been reclusive. He's always kind of been like, you know, like he plays the background. Like Big Boy's got the big shiny jewelry on. He's eccentric, but he's eccentric and chilling in the cut.
Yep, with an
Right.
ascot on.
Yeah, you know. So like,
Walk around the airport playing the piccolo.
yeah,
Playing
like
a flute or some
like
shit.
he it's like he's so talented that you can't, like, it's like, I'm so talented I can't not do this. But like, all right, I've been doing this for a long time, and like he already, like, I feel like by the time Stankonia came, like, what's the gap between Stankonia and the Love Below speaker box?
I
Love
felt
Below.
like it was a little bit of a nice gap, right?
I don't think so.
I think it was like a 2-year gap. I want to say like a 2.
The problem, I think the problem with that shit is, I think, hey, y'all, that nigga got too famous.
But
And the expectations scared
no,
him.
I think it was before.
He got too
No,
famous.
but check it
Yo,
out.
they were rap famous.
No, but check it out,
As-
Shakes.
They were rap famous.
I think he was out the door prior to that, and then Hey Ya became
well,
Hey
I mean,
Ya.
yeah, because I
So-
mean, The Love Below is a fucking R&B album, or it's a singing album. He's
Yeah.
not really rapping
I was
on
upset
that
when
shit,
I heard
so.
it. I was like, no.
I wasn't.
I was like, what happened?
I wasn't. I was
What the
excited.
bars?
I knew this was coming. But see, at the same time, like, when you're an Andre 3000 fan, the most is what he's saying. So the manner in which he says it is important as well. But what he's actually saying, and that's what made Hey Y'all so dope, because it's not like he dumbed his lyrics down to make these songs.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a 3-year gap.
Okay, so all right, so back to my point. Like,
October 31st, 2000 is when
But they-
Stankonia
so- all
came
right,
out,
so-
and
so-
Love Below,
so-
Speaker Box and the Love Below
It
came
was
out in
3 years.
03.
Yeah.
I think he was already done with it. After
Stank.
after Stankonia, and then like,
Stankonia
I-
was that shit.
yeah, it was. I feel like Big Boy was like, yo, bro, we gotta do this album. They did that album, and he already didn't want to do that album, but he did it. Made some great art, made some great, expressions with his music. He said, I'm all right, you know what? You want an album from me? Cool, I'm gonna do my own album. I'm not gonna be rapping on it because I don't feel like rapping.
And let's do it a double.
Look, make it a double. You rap on yours, I sing on mine, and
That
then
shit
that
is
blows up, and he's like,
fantastic.
you know what? I'm cool.
That
Yeah,
shit is
I'm
cool.
fantastic.
That's
the
my thought
idea
process on
of the
it.
Love Below and Speaker Box is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause just the fact that these niggas was like, all right, instead of us going solo, we'll just make solo albums and just put them out together as a fucking group album. It's genius. It's fucking genius.
marketing.
It's genius.
Genius marketing.
Because like, so say they go solo, right? Say they go solo and Big Boy puts out Speaker Boxes, Big Boy Speaker Box, no Outkast, right?
Yeah.
And Dre puts out Dre Love Below. Same shit happens with the songs, right? I love the way that shit, because that shit is a
I like the
motherfucking
way
classic
you
too.
move.
That shit is a
Hold on,
classic too.
hold on. Let me just interject real quick. If you remove Hey Ya and I Love the Way You Move comes out on its own and isn't a part of that, that song is 10 times bigger than it got.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good
It got held back.
Because
That's a good
it has
idea.
it has the Destiny Child syndrome, or I like to call it like the Kelly Rowland syndrome.
Yo.
Where it's like,
You could have probably been just as big.
you're amazing. Like, you were an amazing artist. Kelly Rowland is like, you put Kelly Rowland as an individual artist, she is way bigger than she is. Her biggest problem is she's standing next to Beyonce. Big Boy, he's standing next to Beyonce.
And the way
I think if I agree with what you're saying, because I think it held it back because Hey Ya just hit different.
yeah.
Hey Ya just
like a
hit
Beyonce
different.
record does.
I felt like
That's why I always say this shit. I say to
Nah,
me,
that song
I say
did
to
hit
me,
big.
Big Boy is a top 10 MC, but he just happens to rap with Jesus.
yeah. Come on.
So it's like if you're one of the apostles, you could be like the 10th best apostle. You know what I'm saying? You're a dope dude, yo. Like
Yeah,
you
you
and your
cool.
man is fantastic, but you
Sure.
and your man together, y'all fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's the
He's
man.
still Jesus,
Yeah.
bro.
That's it, bro.
I'm pretty
like,
sure he
there's
can
nothing
find
you
another
do about
12
it.
homies around.
Yeah,
him.
you know
Like,
what I'm
yo,
saying?
You,
Like-
on the other hand, can't find another Jesus.
I think Big Boy's a special MC.
I
Yes.
think so too.
I think he's a special MC.
Especially
He just gets-
to hang under the caliber of MC as Dre is. And Big Boy was still
Always
there.
held
Yeah,
his own.
always
bro.
held his own. Like,
Always
he didn't
held his
get
own.
bodied. You know what I'm saying? He's
No.
right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I don't know what the conversations are like in house, but I'm pretty sure they were cool within each other. I never felt that Big Boy was like ever portrayed the fucking guy's better than me.
Nah.
I never.
Never. It's like, yo, this nigga is like, you got Big Boy spitting A- bars and Dre spitting A+ bars. And it's just like,
Yeah. Word.
like, you can't go wrong with that.
yeah.
That's the crazy
And,
part.
and hold on, and with what we were saying, like, and that's not something that they didn't know. Like, by the time we found out about Outkast, like, they already had these discussions. We're talking about knowing where you want to go. We were just speaking to that a little bit earlier, right? They already had those discussions.
Well, Big Boy knew.
He knew what it is, because there's a lot of people, like,
Dre got too famous.
A
after
lot-
Hey y'all.
a lot of people don't like, how do I say this? Like, not everybody can be Scottie Pippen. Not everybody's comfortable with being Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer. Scottie Pippen is as amazing as they come.
At one
but,
point in time, Scottie Pippen was the second best player in the NBA behind Michael motherfucking
Yeah.
Jordan.
but not everybody's comfortable with that, though.
Word,
That's you got to check your ego. Like,
Yeah.
that's an extreme ego check. And I'll be honest with you, not everybody's built to do that. Like,
can't.
Not everybody's built for that.
Not
So,
too many people could play
Yo,
the second
but like on some real shit, I think what you're saying is true, but I don't think Big Boy looks at Dre as competition, because Big Boy like, nigga can't fuck with me anyway.
Absolutely.
I'm big
my
motherfucking boy. Look at this. Look at my shit, nigga. Like, all the shit he accomplished, I accomplished too. What the fuck is you talking about, bitch?
Yeah.
My
Oh,
records
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the problem was the shit that was Big Boy's records, because Dre dressed like a fucking weirdo. The shit that was Big Boy's ideas got attributed to Dre. Miss Jackson is not Dre's song.
Hey, you can tell this
Sorry,
Big Boy.
Miss Jackson. That's Big Boy's song.
He had two
That is
verses
so-
on there.
Thank you.
That's some super.
Thank you.
Two verses on there.
But
front end.
here comes Dre making the impact that he makes with his little space of time, and it's just like it's like, yo, this, like I said, it's A-, and then this nigga comes with the A+ shit, and you like, it's just a difference.
It's just,
It's just a difference.
I'm sorry. In that video, like the metaphor of that house, like, you know, trying to fix something that's just like
That's-
the house. It's anytime you try and fix something else goes. You know what I mean? And like the metaphor they had with that house was like, as far as video, that's like that's in depth detail. Like on a. Like, we're talking about, like, that's like, y'all had a think tank on this. Y'all didn't
Word.
just sit down and be like, yo, we're going to do a rap video.
in a ranch,
Like,
in a broken down farmhouse.
like,
Do you realize that the production of that song, The Wedding March, falls apart? It goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it's
dun,
the wedding
dun,
song.
dun, 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 dun. It falls apart.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
genius.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
first time I heard it, I was like, yo, the production, yo, this is the most amazing shit, because y'all niggas is geniuses. And I'm telling people, I'm like, and people who like the song, I'm like, you don't hear that shit. You don't fucking hear it goes dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 and it falls like off beat and out of tune.
And then
you know,
it ends
I'm
up
like, yo,
into
this-
the beat.
I'm like, yo, this is amazing.
That's
bro.
why I think that Hey Ya was a goodbye, because think about the beginning of Hey Ya. When Big Boy walked in and Dre's in front of the
3000?
mirror, and he's like, "Yo, come on, bro, don't fuck it up like the last time." And Dre's like, "I got it."
Yeah.
I think even on the song with T.I., Sorry, where Dre even said, something, "I'm sorry, mama, for begging for all them clothes you couldn't afford, and sorry to my rap partner. My bad that I'm awkward. My fault for fucking up the tour. I hated all the attention, so I ran from it."
That's what I say. He got too famous.
Yeah.
He got
I
too
just-
famous.
yeah, I think
'Cause
he's-
it's one thing because like okay, so Outkast, every album they came out with, they got increasingly more successful. So their debut album goes platinum. AT Aliens goes 1.5. Aquemini goes 2. Stankonia goes like 2.5, and then boom, these niggas go fucking what, diamond?
Yeah.
And then that whole award show shit happened when
Them
you
niggas
got
win
love
the
for the South?
Grammy. No,
That was
but
first album.
That's the first
album.
Yeah, that's what. But
No, that's
even
what I'm
that
saying. So
probably
they-
was
so
like
go
a
from
little
that-
chip on the shoulder, like
Yeah, to
the
go from
fuck?
that shit to winning to like you got to think about it, right? What else was left? First of all,
to
after Hey Y'all, these niggas become like international smash superstars of a different stratosphere level. To go from selling 3 million records, which is a lot to begin with, like 2.5, 3 million records is a lot to begin with. To go from that shit to like what, fucking 7, 8, that's a whole totally different kind of situation.
And you read them numbers, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
You look at your
ridiculous.
boy like, what the
So
fuck happened?
everybody, like, it's a whole totally different amount. It's a different genre and segment of people who know you. You're not
Correct.
used to all these white people
Germany,
knowing who the
Paris.
fuck you are. You're not used to all these Asians knowing who the fuck you are.
I'll give you an example. All right, so when that all was happening, right? Hey Y'all came out what? 06?
Something like
Nah,
that.
that's just 02.
02? 02, 03. I was in college and I can tell you for a fact that it was crazy.
03.
03, yeah. I was definitely I remember that. I was in the
Good shit.
I was on a team.
You would know that. You
I was on my wrestling team in college, you know, in the gym that we worked out in.
fucking Rain
you know,
Man of hip hop.
like-
My bad.
Understatement.
Yeah,
you
word.
have no
Word.
idea. Yo, you have
Word.
no
So
idea.
you was 2003. You was in college.
I'm in college and I'm wrestling, so like, you know, we're in the gym all the
I'm
time.
gonna get into that too.
Definitely. we
Please
could
don't let me
definitely-
forget.
No, definitely. We could get into that. So I'm on, like, we're always in the gym. We share the gym with everybody, like, that's common. The gym always played like
top
Z,
40.
yeah, the top, like
Yeah.
Z100, but like the Z100 down like the Philadelphia area one.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
The only 2 rap songs that entire time I ever was down there that ever came on that were like, well, not even rap songs, only like hip hop esque songs was Hey Ya and Hey Ma from Dipset.
Cam, hey,
Hey,
yeah.
ma.
Yeah.
What's up?
So,
Yeah.
but like,
Oh,
and the
I
girls
hated
will
them.
always go.
I hated them. I appreciate them now.
Yeah, I always loved
happens
them.
all
Their
the
beats
time.
were crazy.
I didn't like them.
But the girls, oh my goodness, I love this guy. Who is this guy? Oh my goodness, he's such a great singer. And mind you, I've been listening to them my entire, like,
the
since they
level of
came out.
Disrespect, Katie.
I'm just
You're
like sitting there
pissing me
like,
off right now, Katie.
I'm like, Becky Sue.
That's why niggas.
He's one of the greatest
why
rappers
nigga
of all
had to rap
time.
again.
But you know what? I can't even just knock the girls. Like a lot of my teammates though. A lot of my teammates back then, like, this is before hip hop became hip hop where we're at now, where, like, you know, everybody really listens to hip hop. So they be like, I like that song, yo. That guy sings pretty cool. He sings pretty cool. I'm like, yo, he's not a singer, he's a rapper. He's one of the best rappers ever. What are you
offended.
talking
Catch
about?
feelings.
Like, yeah, I feel
Yeah,
a certain
right.
type of way about it.
Defend my
That's
no
like somebody
disrespect,
tell me
my
something
nigga,
about
yo.
Sean Price.
And my man
like, we
Roland,
fighting.
and my man Roland, the other black kid that was on the wrestling team with me, he be standing there right there with me, like, yo, why are they calling Andre 3000 a singer? He's a rapper. He's a rapper. He just happened to sing on one song, and that's
like,
to the famous, the popularity, because, like, yo, he crossed over, and like when, like, he didn't cross over,
went through the
he
moon.
crossed over.
He went through the moon.
Like,
That's great.
We
And
went through the
and
moon.
the
It's
thing
too- it's
is,
too
right?
much. It's
I
too
feel
much.
like when you're that good, right? I feel like it's innate that not only, but most times somebody that good, like a Black Thought. Black Thought is so nice that you don't think that they know they're nice. They know they're nice. So he can afford to do some fuck shit. You get what I'm saying? You can't do
Yeah.
so that got to weigh on you to be like, hold up.
I can't put out no half-ass shit.
No,
I got
and the
it's a lot of
pressure is real. And people always say give people flowers where they can still smell them. I think that Dre knows. Some people are like, oh, I don't know if the fans love me or not. Dre, Black Thought, they probably
Black
know.
Thought doesn't
But
know.
you gotta
You don't
also
think he knows?
But you
I'll
gotta
tell
think.
I'll tell you why.
There's a couple reasons why Black Thought doesn't know, but I guess we'll divulge in that in a second. But like with Dre though, you gotta understand. Like I could tell you, as somebody like yo, when you're in the middle of making it, like yo, you put your head down and you work, and you put your head down and you work, and you kind of just come up for air for a little bit. Okay, that's cool, but then you put your head back down.
Yeah, and
you don't really.
When you pick your head up, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then
you
you
shop right.
But then you're just like you're like, all right, okay, that's cool, but I put my head back down because I got to keep going, and that's what most successful people who are at that level. That's what you do. Like, and that's not just for like music, like you get your once in a while people who are like super bragging and they real cocky and there's a lot of those people, but a lot of those people tend to fizzle out if you know.
Yeah,
the ones who are really really successful are the ones who just. They shut the fuck up and they do the work.
Yeah.
And they don't like the limelight.
Yeah, Black Thought doesn't know.
Like yo, he's too busy trying to be the best that he can be. Yo, he's the first, like Black Thought, it's the first hip hop band. Like
Rage Against the Machine, a little hip hop.
You know what happened? I'll tell you why I know Black Thought doesn't know.
I want to hear this. This is good.
Because I was watching
episode 40. Hit the subscribe button. So
yes, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
I was watching Kweli's interview of Questlove.
Yup.
And he said, like, Kweli said, Black Thought hit me and was like, oh, niggas is really fucking with my Funk Flex freestyle, huh? And Kweli's like, nigga, do you not know who you are? So he doesn't know who he is. Because if you look at it, he don't get put on nobody's list until after that.
You're right.
Until after that Flex shit. He ain't
right.
on nobody's top 5. He wasn't on nobody's top 10. And then that Flex shit hit, and niggas was like, wait a minute, he's been doing this shit like this the whole fucking time.
The last 25 years.
Like, yes.
The last 25 years. Yeah,
And
he's
you're
been
like,
doing it
yes.
for 25 years, yeah.
You're like, yes.
Alien.
Yes. But he's always been, like, the roots have always been a novelty.
They're just always
they're
there.
They're respected for their artistry, right? You feel me? We been fans. They're respected for their artistry, but they're singled out as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a gimmick almost, but not a gimmick.
Because
They're
they actually
singled out
have
'cause they're a
musicians
band.
making music. It's the craziest shit ever.
They're
Because they're
singled out
musicians making
because they're a
music.
band, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's not because they got musicians making music, because everybody got musicians. It's that they're collectively a band. So like
A rap band.
like Dre from the beginning, Dr. Dre from the beginning, none of his shit is samples. All his shit is replayed, nigga. Stan the Guitar Man is his nigga who plays all his guitars. If you look at the credits, these niggas is replaying these songs. Right?
And then reinterpret them.
That's why
They
his shit
reinterpret it.
sound different.
Yeah.
Because it's the actual recreation, so it's the actual individual bass sample. It's
New-
a nigga playing
new
bass
compositions.
instead of it's the same. It's repeating the sample,
Yeah.
but he got musicians playing instead of a nigga like on the keyboard trying to replicate the bass. He got a real nigga who plays bass
And
hitting that
plays
bass.
the chords.
He got a nigga who plays strings hitting them strings. So he what I'm saying, or replaying it in a different
yes.
tone and shit like that.
So then you can go in, once you do that, once I get the stems,
But
that's
it's
where
not-
the fun fun begins.
So that's why. But that's Dre was able to separate the sounds.
stems. Yeah.
No, he niggas played him.
That's what I mean. Stems.
It's not a sample.
That's what I mean, but it's stems. Like it's stems, individual.
Yeah,
individuals.
So it's like the difference between me and J.I. being on these two individual mics when you do this mix down, and me and J.I. being on the same mic when you do this mix down. Dre was separating the samples by having people replay them, but the roots came out as a whole band structure. You know what I'm saying? So like when Primo got a nigga playing the bass, or like when the Tribe got a nigga playing the bass, or somebody come and sprinkle some keyboards or some shit, or a nigga come hit a snare or some shit like that, it's not presented as a whole band.
Yeah.
So that was the difference between the roots.
Yeah.
That's what made them the novelty.
Okay.
Is that everybody you see in front of you is playing everything you hear.
I never thought about it like that.
That's what made them the novelty.
And the other reason that Black Thought doesn't get his flowers is because everybody who thinks they know about rap don't know shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. They don't.
It's embarrassing.
Our era is terrible. Like when I say our era, I speak to like our age bracket. We're terrible in the sense of like we have our music that was great music, and it is great music, and it's gonna stand the test of time. But if you're not within like the top populars, if you're not the Jay-Z's, the Wu-Tangs, the Biggies,
You got
the
radio
Big Puns,
records. That's
like,
what it's really about. It's radio records.
like if you're not those, like you like don't exist to way too many people in our age bracket. So you got somebody like Big Black Thought who like he's been killing this shit since day one, since what they do. Like, you know what I mean? Like
That's not even day one.
That is
I know, but I'm saying that's
the
like
third
my
album. That's when you caught.
that's when I caught wind. Mind you, I was young,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that point. But that's like, that's when videos,
Never do.
like I'm like, wait a minute.
What they do.
I'm like, this is one of the most creative.
Oh man,
I'm like,
on
this
the whole game.
sitting on the whole game with this most creative video, like a creative video. But yo, you go and you ask some guys, you ask people who are our age, they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. That was a cool record.
Because you know what happened.
I don't trust people like that.
But
I don't trust anybody.
You know what happened. you know what happened, and I think nobody really talks about it. There was a civil war in the late '90s.
Of course.
There was a civil war between the people who wanted to keep it artists like the Qualies and the Raucous Records and all of that.
That keep
shit.
it authentic
Right.
and pure.
like midstream niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like midstream.
And
They had some people that were successful. You know what I'm saying? Like Common Most. They had that like tier of people, and then everybody that was like trickled down from that kind of rap style.
Correct.
Against like the shiny suit, or not against the street against the street mainstream song.
Correct.
Like the records that was targeting white people.
Correct.
It was a civil war, right? And white kids won because they had money.
Of
Because
course.
the people who like the hip hop shit, anybody who outside of gold, you've now crossed over into white community.
Correct.
At that time, those were the numbers.
Listen, we buy albums, but we don't buy them that much.
But it's just that was the numbers, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
in the music. Because I had a record label, so
Yeah.
I know the numbers. At that time in the late '90s, anything above gold was white community. So if you go platinum, you have sold.
You've crossed
You've
over.
crossed over.
You've crossed over.
You have a white fan base because the maximum amount is not. That's just what the market share was.
Urban communities
for the urban community.
Urban communities don't buy.
That's what
We
so
dug.
the market
We dug.
share. The
100.
market share for the urban community was gold.
So if you
Right.
ain't gold, that was your hood.
Yeah.
Got your back.
Not necessarily your hood, but that's the streets.
Yeah.
The streets, or like the underground niggas.
Yup.
If like Gangstar going gold,
That's
it's
platinum.
because Gangstar going gold is a major fucking accomplishment
that's
because they're not
platinum.
supposed to be. That's not what they have a mixture of a crossover in that situation.
Okay.
But like Nelly going fucking 20 times platinum, that nigga's way past black people at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nelly the GOAT.
You
Nelly
know
the
what I'm
GOAT.
saying? So shit like that, like Ja Rule's way past black people at this
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even Nas, like Hate Me Now. Once you go on double platinum, you're way past black people at this point in time. So let's not pretend like the shit that was on the radio was hip hop to us. Let's not fucking let's not pretend. Let's not pretend.
Yeah, no though. Like, cause at the same time, like for me, like once again, I love underground music, but More Money, More Problems is the shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a great record. Like
I give you credit because you were able to appreciate shit in the moment when I wasn't. I appreciated everything retrospectively, like you said.
like
Dipset.
Dipset, I'll be honest with you. When
Fuck
Dipset
that.
first,
I can't fuck with Dipset.
when Dipset
I
first
still
came out,
can't, but I appreciate them because
Plug
of
it.
where the music went. That I'm
Plug
like,
I just like
I
the
wish
Heat-
I'll
the
take that
Heatmakers.
right now.
The Heatmakers was dope.
yeah, man. Let me tell you something about Dipset, and I'll be real with you. Like we all can agree, their beat selection is top 3.
And at the
Jay-Z's probably the only one who, Jay-Z and who else?
G Unit.
G-Unit, okay.
yeah, come
Yeah.
on, 50s beats.
G-Unit,
But he got Dre though. It's kind of like,
Nah, he
he don't have
fair.
Dre. He don't got Dre.
Nah.
He had Dre the
Niggas
first
give,
album.
Yo, niggas give Dre way too much credit. Dre does not produce as much shit as everybody gives him credit for fucking.
Oh, he about to
producing.
go.
I'm not talking about beat making.
yeah.
I'm talking about Dre
beats.
producing. So like niggas look at Dre like if you look at Eminem's first album, right?
Uh-huh.
Dre did 3-4 records.
Was it the F&M? The
He gets
F&M?
credit for the whole fucking Slim Shady shit. He did 3 fucking
He only
records.
did that, man?
Eminem has only one album that's fully produced by Dr. Dre, and it's the album that everybody fucking hates.
Which hold on. I
What,
feel like
Recovery?
No. He has one album.
What album
One
is this?
fucking
Don't say
album.
nothing.
Wait a
You
minute,
can
hold
keep
on.
guessing.
One
'cause
album
hold
that
on.
Dr.
I'm not
Dre
gonna-
produced everything.
I'm not gonna look up who produced what. I just want to see M's full album list.
The first album, but the thing with the first
It's
album,
the
though,
one that everybody fucking hates.
I
and-
feel like
the first,
Kamikaze. No.
no, the first album is it was all shit that was done pretty much.
Relapse
Let me see the cover.
with the puzzle piece looking like, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That
good
was a
album.
full
That's
Dre.
the only album that Dr. Dre produced every track.
I'll tell you what though, I don't like that album not because of Dre's production though. It's definitely on them, man.
Listen, I got tired of his whole.
Go
rhyme
listen
flow.
to it again. You'll appreciate
I
it.
stopped. I don't.
Go
Listen,
listen to it again.
I just don't.
I did.
I don't like his. I don't
did
like what
too.
he raps
I
about.
saw an article online about it, and it kind of made me want to go take a second listen to it. And I was like, all right, I see what it is. He's playing the character. Like if you look at it, like he's playing the character, kind of like Prince Paul did with
What's the name of that album?
Among was it Thieves or some shit
Thieves,
like
the
that. Prince of Thieves or some shit like that. Prince Paul had that album. See, nigga, I'm that underground. Y'all niggas.
That was a
up
dope.
on that shit.
I remember when you came into the spot with that shit, man. And it's funny
You
because
know how he did that album?
no,
A
He
Prince
sampled
Among
everybody's
Thieves.
part.
A Prince Among Thieves.
Prince Among Thieves.
He
did.
sampled everybody's shit on the ASR.
99.
And that's how he was playing it like this. So like you'll spit your rap into the ASR and you got the beat playing. He'll play it like this, and then the other nigga like the skits and the talking parts. He's playing this. He's playing this. I was like, yo, that shit is out of control. So.
They recorded that shit in Paul's coffee shop in Long Island.
Yeah. So
That's
it was
crazy.
so like yeah,
I mean,
niggas, it's that kind of shit. I have no idea
but
what
you
the
don't
fuck I was
think
talking about.
beat making, Dre, producing.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you
I'm
why.
talking
Hold on,
about
time out.
for pure
that's the
beats,
only-
though.
No, hold on,
that's
I'm
what
gonna tell you why.
Dre
Pure
gets
beats.
more credit. He gets
This-
more
this-
credit for the shit for shit. He gets credit for shit he has not done.
I'm gonna tell you where this hate coming from. You wanna hear
Not
it?
hate. It's not hate.
This-
It's
all
not
right.
hate.
All right. I'll tell you
It's
where
not
this
hate, it's the
opinion coming
fucking
from.
facts.
It's schematics.
Because
We're
you're talking
about-
to like one of DJ Quick's like favorite fans of all time, and
but it's-
DJ Quick doesn't get all the credits for all the records he made that Dr. Dre got credit for. So when you bring up Dr. Dre, he's like,
I feel that though. I
I don't understand where it's coming
it's
from.
not that. It's not that. I just think like people give Dr. Dre credit just because he's the name. So like if Dre signed to Eminem, you think like, oh, and then they come out with their first single and then you listen to the album. If you're not a person who reads the credits, you're
don't
not
go
gonna know
into
who
it.
did what and who did do. I'm not talking about like the whole
Just
bullshit
give respect
with
to everybody
Dre's a fucking producer, right? I'm not disrespecting he's a producer in the same way that Quincy Jones is a producer, in the same way that Puff is a producer. He produces the overall song.
Yeah.
So you may be a nigga who plays bass fantastically well. I have the idea. I may see this. I may yo, look, I want to do A, B, and C, blah, 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 right? But he gets credit for shit that he didn't do. And then you'll watch niggas in interviews and they be like, yo, just cause 50 Cent is signed to Aftermath, niggas think Dr. Dre does every fucking beat that's on that album.
No.
Dr. Dre does 3 songs, and the shit you like, Dr. Dre have nothing to fucking do with. He might have mixed it, you know what I'm saying? But excuse me, he might have mixed it, but he didn't produce the song. He acted as an engineer on it, but he didn't produce the song.
Yeah, and then the other person
So-
that does get pushed to the side and
And
never
they
gets
get
found
no
out.
credit. So that's
I
what
get
that's
it.
what I'm
I
saying.
get it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not doing
Nah,
the
hating.
controversy.
Yeah.
There's no hate. I'm just saying.
But which goes back to
Ignorance.
But which goes back to what we were
Ignorance.
talking about with the Roots when I said to you earlier. People don't know shit. Hey, it goes back to people don't know shit. Like we've been
ignorance.
reading these album covers. It's like it blows my mind that like I knew that Jay-Z wrote Still DRE
when it
in
happened.
2000. Because when you open up the pamphlet, it says S. Carter.
Yeah.
I knew who S. Carter was.
Ghost Rider. And for the right price, I could even make
Yeah.
yo shit tighter.
like
He body mace, yo.
yeah,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Jay's a
but
problem.
no, that's
Jay's
all
a
good.
problem.
But it's I feel as far as the community overall, it's a lot of people like I don't want to call them fake, but like you love one aspect, so you focus on that one tiny aspect, not noticing or not acknowledging that there's a bunch of aspects that create what you love. So you only focus on that one little part. With you focusing on that one little part, you dismiss everything else.
That's
You
like
miss so
appreciating
much.
a house, but not understanding the foundation that it's built
Yeah.
on. You're like, yeah, this mansion is dope, but you know how hard
Nah,
it
I
was
told
to set
you
the
it was
foundation?
a civil war.
Yeah, the
And our
beans.
generation was in the middle of the Civil War when we was 17. Because, like, I'm born in 82. So I'm 17.
82,
That's
yeah.
1999, right? So
Yeah.
I'm 15, 16. I'm mid-90s, right? We mid-90s was the Civil War, right? What happened with Nas? Nas came out with If I Ruled the World, and the nigga was a sellout.
How crazy?
Cut
That's
it out.
crazy.
Cut it the fuck out, bro.
How
like, let's
crazy
not.
is
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
I
saying.
wanna
Like,
throw
I was,
something.
I was there, my nigga. Like, stop lying to
wanna
everybody
throw
who wasn't
And that's
fucking
not
there.
like- and you know what
Stop
it was?
lying to everybody who wasn't
Yeah.
fucking there. It was written was a motherfucking disappointment to the niggas who was fans of Nas and Illmatic. Cut it the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
Even though
Nah,
the
yeah.
shit is like on paper, it's mad fucking hip hop. They got the Houdini sample. They got Lauryn Hill, who's hotter than fish grease. No sellout on the Fugees. Fugees was mad hip hop, right?
And
Am I wrong or
Jersey.
right? Fugees was
Mad
never
Jersey,
sellout.
shout out.
The
Word up.
Fugees ain't crossover. The crossover came to the Fugees. It's not on them. They just happen to make fantastic records.
That's a quotable.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Fugees didn't go mainstream. Mainstream came to the Fugees. We never looked at them as MC Hammer type niggas.
I think
Nah.
I think
Hell
the
no,
problem
they didn't.
I think the problem with that though with If I Rule the World, why people hated it is because he starts that video off fake thug, no love, you get the slug, see before gusto. Like that's a hard, like the first time you saw that
the
video,
message is official.
you see the message come on
It's
and
a
you're just
big
like,
yin
yo,
and-
this
it's a
is
big yin and
crazy.
yang.
And you're like, all right, yeah, he's gonna go into that song and it switches.
Yeah,
What?
He's like-
And this is what it switched to?
over.
You know what else I didn't like? You Can Hate Me Now.
I love that song.
You know why I don't like it? I felt like it was anticlimactic. How it started. It was like, oh shit, it's about, and then it was like, what?
I think that shit is a
It
perfect.
threw me off.
I
It
think
threw me
Hate Me
off.
Now. At first, I didn't like it, right?
Mm.
But then, cause like once again, I was fucking there. Flex played that shit from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock from top to motherfucking bottom. You know what I'm saying? On repeat when Hate Me Now came out.
He
played-
did.
He played that shit straight for 3
Non-stop.
fucking hours.
Non-stop.
By the end of the night, you was going, yes, that's all it was. The nigga played the first verse for an hour, and then played the first and second verse for another hour,
Yep.
and then play the song top to bottom from a whole fuck. Like this
Big dog, pit
commercial.
boss.
You come back, you come back from the commercial, boom, here it goes, bow. He did like that's what he did.
You
like,
thought we was done?
Yo,
yo,
Come
3
on,
hours
bro.
straight, my nigga. So I
Yo,
hated
hold
that
on.
shit. B.
He'll break a record and kill the record in
Yeah,
literally
in the same night.
bro.
In the same
Like,
night, yo. I don't
same
ever want to
night.
hear this shit again. Like, yo, God forbid we got to take a trip. You know what I'm saying? Niggas take a little 20, 25-minute trip. We going to hear the song the whole fucking way. Fuck this nigga, B.
yeah.
Bro.
Did you hear the rest in peace, Sean Price? His Funk Flex parody,
Yes.
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
I don't care if I get a
Trash.
copyright on this one.
You
I'm playing
trash.
it. I'm playing it right
It's
now.
your boy, you already know what time it is. Yo,
Rest in peace.
I'm gonna
Sean
keep it
Price.
100 tonight, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I like that number. You know what I'm saying? I'm hip to what's going on, fam. I ain't no old nigga that don't be knowing what's going on, fam. You know what I mean? Duckdown.com, Juhan, y'all niggas. Your website is trash, fam. Nobody wanna buy Sean Price hats, fam. You feel me? Matter of fact, let me get my record right before, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all tonight. I'm gonna keep it 1,000, fam. I love that number. I'm telling you, man, Drew Hahn, Buckshot, your website is trash. Nobody wanna buy Sean Price hoodies. You know what I'm saying? You saw the Sean Price hoodies and then you wanted Combi Mosh. Come on, fam, y'all niggas is trash. Your website is trash. Your PayPal account is trash, fam.
He was the best, bro.
I seen you when you hit me on the text. You was like, yo, this is Drew. First of all, you called me like 8 times private. I already knew that was you, fam. And then you text me, this is Drew.
Capital.
D-R-U with big letters. Come on, first of all, why you had to text me with big letters, Lord? Come on, man, I'm not like that. I already know what that means. If you throw subliminals at me, I will destroy you, fam. Not 97.
Yo.
Yo, I missed that nigga, man.
Oh man, bro, so sad.
I got up on him.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, Jesus Christ Superstar.
That's when you was up on him?
Yeah, but see me, like I find people and I put my peoples up on them, and they might not gravitate to them in the same way that I did, but I still like, I have to if I gain some information, I wouldn't be the man that I say I am if I don't spread the information with my people. So when I find dope music, I be like, yo, Jay, I check this shit out, right? And he does the same shit for me. He put me up on mad shit.
I love that shit, right? When you're like, yo, check it out. I had my homie up with Mick Jenkins. He was like, I don't fuck with him. Mind you, my homie's been
dope.
a DJ. Like, I'm, 39? He probably 46. Still touches wax, like literal wax.
God
He does
bless him.
Serato and all that now. But you get what I'm saying?
No, I know
But
what you mean.
I'm talking about, we got to keep it private for a certain situation. But in like 10 years, then he could say what he do. But, right? Son, I hit him on Mick Jenkins. He's like, I don't fuck with him. I'm like, what? It's like, bro, he got bars. He's like, yeah, I kind of don't like it. I feel like it don't. And it's like, you know what? Cool. Maybe you don't like it. But this is a dude that I know bumps. He's a Black Thought, Dre. Like, he knows hip hop. He's a hip hop head.
Yeah.
You get, but Mick Jenkins just don't like. And I get it. In the same way somebody else hit me with an artist that I'm like, I don't know. I was up on Sean Price once again. Shout out to Joey Dynamite, New Yorkers. We did,
Joey's my man.
yeah, yo,
I love Joey. That's my
bro,
nigga.
he the homie. We performed Le Fleur, Le Fly Skoshka in 6th grade in a Catholic school talent show, bro. They cut our mics off.
I bet they did.
So Rain, my verse, yo, he was wildin'. Wow, yo, boy,
You and Joey?
me and Joey. And I forgot who else, son. You know what my
Sounds
verse?
about as
So
Joey as it
Rain,
gets,
gun
though.
clap a number. I'm in
One on the set,
and the
then I
cut you
cut you
like
like
lumber.
lumber.
Bro, what were we thinking?
Y'all didn't practice before in front of the adults?
Son, this is what I did.
Oh.
I had 2 tape decks, and I knew there were curses. So I would hit record on one tape, on one side, play the song, and every time the curse came up, hit pause. And then I had to listen, and I missed the shit. And I'm like, oh
come
my
back,
God.
pause.
And I
Yeah.
had to do it all
Catch it
over.
back on beat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and then just try to
Yeah.
pause the
Let
one that
drop
was
out.
playing. Bro, hectic. I was putting tape, all that for our mics to get cut off. Bro, it took me like 5 days to get the curses out of one 3-minute song.
you was
That's
tight.
bro. And then I got the mic. I was like, "Stop ring, gun clapping up." And then I'm like, "How come I hear myself in my own head right now?" Like, where did?
like,
Yeah.
And then the following year, I said, "All right." Shout out to my other homie Ace is an actor now, California.
Oh,
Shout
hey,
out to him.
yeah.
Right?
I know
We
him.
did
We was in school.
House
We
of
was in
Pain.
class together. That's my man.
We did House of Pain, right? I got my verse off. There was a party already looking at me like, oh, here comes the floor, dude. Here comes boot camp, right? So, but I was like, House of Pain, we good. And I hit her with I never eat a pig because the pig is a cop.
Yeah.
No problem. My homie Ace goes on. Bro, we got matching sneakers, B. We was chilling. He goes on and cut his mic off. And I'm like, oh, my bad. I felt bad because I'm like, yo, they let me do my verse, though. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
I got my shit
off.
2 years. 2 years and we here. We here now.
But what were we thinking? What were we thinking?
You were kids. You were thinking what you were
So
supposed
that's
to
who
think.
put me up on Sean Price was that first time. I'm like, yo, this rap is crazy. Like, yo, they talking some other shit. And then Magnum Force came out in 96, freshman year with him and Sean P. And I was like, with Rock and Sean.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is some other shit, bro.
So, like, on some real shit,
man.
I like, for some reason, like, boot camp niggas was always, like, a bunch of dudes to me. Like, I didn't want to go places. I didn't want to be fans of niggas where it was just a whole bunch of niggas.
I feel
Like,
you.
ain't
I
no
feel you
girl.
on
If
that.
no girls like you, like, one thing about being a rapper is you gotta be some type of cool where I kind of like identify with you, or like I'm like, yo, I like that. I like the shit you do. I like the shit you do.
Yeah.
But if you just like some of these niggas, it was just like I felt like if I was to see these
Sausage
niggas,
parties.
yeah. But
That's- yeah.
and it's like nah, bro. I like the niggas who I don't like the niggas who make songs for bitches. I just like the niggas who get bitches.
Yeah.
And it looked like y'all super lyrical ass niggas was not getting no poontang. So I was like, that's not the genre of rap music I'm gonna fall into.
Yo, and that comes back to the last time you were here, episode 9. Shout out, go check it out.
Yeah.
8 months ago. When you hit me with some shit, and I was talking about you yesterday when somebody's like, yo, who you having tomorrow? I was like, oh, I got my homie Shakes coming back. He was whatever. And we were talking about Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I hit him with the shit that you told me. And it's like, it's crazy when somebody drops a gem and you think like at a certain age, you're like, can't nobody tell me nothing now, right? Like, you're like, what? Who? What? I listen to too much shit. I talk to too many people. I got 87 circles like we discussed. Ain't nobody gonna tell me anything anymore, right? Like, I got it all mapped out. When it comes to hip hop, don't tell me nothing. Tatted on my rib cage. Don't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
And then hit me with the hip hop or music in general. But we were talking about hip hop. He was like, hip hop is like art in a museum. You go to the museum and you see 2 art. Some of the art you want to bring home and hang it up in your house. Other art, you don't like it, you're not gonna hang it up in your house, but you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that. It was either I'm hanging it up in my house or to set it on fire. You feel me? And I shouldn't do that. Just leave it in the museum, fam. Let somebody else hang it up in their house.
Yeah.
And bro, I'll never, ever forget that. And I'm applying that to everything now.
Yeah.
Movies, cars, everything. I'm using that analogy for everything. So shout out to that one.
I tell people all the time when, like, especially like I deal with people all the time, just like, oh, this is trash and that's trash and this is trash. I'm like, nah, it's trash to you, and I can understand why it might be trash to you. I'm not gonna knock you for saying that it's trash to you, but nah, get rid of it. It's like, nah, like you might not like what these young boys is doing right now, but like, it's alright.
J.I., it's like I said last time I was here. Motherfuckers the niggas who's complaining, right, act like the radio was hip hop when we was coming up.
It wasn't.
So now they looking at the shit that's on the radio that's popular as what's hip hop because they not paying attention.
That's crazy.
It's all right now.
Level of disrespect.
It's all good. I'm sexy ass nigga anyway.
So
Power
Pete,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? My
So,
bad.
You feel what I'm saying though, Jay?
Episode 9.
Like so if you look at the like me specifically, like when I was coming up, the radio, the popular shit wasn't hip hop to me. Right? Once you hit that crossover shit, you have crossed over. I respect it for what it is. Shit's a pop song now. Pop only means popular, right? So you've crossed a certain threshold. It's no longer a rap. It's no longer hip hop shit to me. Because certain type of music was designed for certain type of audiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said something else that day too. It kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, it's not. What we talking about? You were like, that's not hip hop.
The radio.
Radio's not hip hop.
The radio's not
But
hip hop.
you're telling me,
But no, so like if
hip hop
it's
can't
pop
be on the
music.
radio.
It's not if it's not sample based
That's
beat
what it was.
or somebody scratching on it, it's not hip hop.
Scratching. That's what it was.
It's not hip hop. If
Rap
a
music.
DJ is not
that's
because if you
extreme,
go
you
in
don't
there,
think?
yeah, that's the difference. It's rap music. It's nothing wrong. It's just it's called.
I need
just call it what it is. What it is
to make it hip hop.
Yeah.
So if Black Thought drops a song without some, it's not
If
hip
it's
hop.
a sample based beat, then yes. If it's not a sample
If it's
based
all
beat,
original.
if it's all original recording, then no, it's not.
I
It's
get
a
what
rap
you're
song.
saying,
And you know what?
Because hip hop was based
It's a
off
rap
of
song.
And you know
samples.
what?
It's
And
a
you know
rap
what?
song.
I get it.
And both
I get
are
it.
Hip hop
okay.
is break
And
records, baby.
scientifically,
Yeah,
it
it's not
makes
wrong with
sense.
it.
And-
It's not wrong with it.
No. But scientifically,
both
it
are
makes
okay.
sense of what the foundation of the culture was.
But let's just
I
call the
get
shit
it.
what it is.
Yes.
So there's also the people who be like the street culture, the gang culture, and they be like, yo, that's hip hop. That's not fucking hip hop, bro. That's gang shit.
gang
Call it
shit.
what the fuck it is. Just because these niggas rap don't mean shit.
Yup.
So you gonna tell me all rock and roll niggas that's cocaine music? No.
Correct.
You
What do
get
you
I'm
mean it's
saying?
not all dope and heroin?
You get what
How
I'm saying?
dare
It's
you?
not.
I'm
Like,
You
offended.
go to church on
Cancel
Sundays.
culture.
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
That's what I'm so like.
Oh,
you get what I'm
sorry,
saying?
man.
Like that shit has always bothered me. Like just because words matter.
1,000,000%.
Words matter. What you call things matter. If you're going to characterize things, the truth fucking matters. And what things are matters. And people's comprehension matters. It ain't the fact that you could read. It's reading comprehension. That's the important shit.
You can
Do
read, but did you
understand
get it?
what the fuck you looking at?
Yes.
And nobody understands what the fuck they looking at. I didn't realize that shit till I was like 30, 32. You give people more credit for their intelligence and understanding level based on your own understanding level. Because you
Correct.
can't fathom how somebody could understand at a lower level of your understanding
because
or even
you're
at
not
a
used to
different
that.
level of your understanding because you in your mind.
It doesn't compute. It doesn't compute in your brain.
Once I stopped having conversations with my wife, like when you have a conversation, you're like, how can somebody be so stupid? If me and you keep having the conversation, the conclusion we keep coming to is, how can A person be so stupid? How can B person be so stupid? How can C person be so stupid? How can D person be so stupid? Maybe them niggas is regular and we ain't.
You know what? I learned that kind of got me.
Word, yo, right? You're like, I'm right.
I got that figured out from like wrestling, right? Like I have a what some people would call I have a pretty decent wrestling IQ.
Yeah.
Right? So like I'll walk in and I'm like, yeah, so listen, what you're gonna do is you're gonna snap this, you're gonna move this, go there, boom, boom, pop. Right? Yeah, easy. This is simple. Then to me, but then when I'm sitting there and watching it, and when I was younger, like I would sit there and I'm like, I'm showing these kids these things and I'm like, why aren't you picking this up? Why isn't it? What are you doing? Like, why are you doing?
Your single leg is trash.
Yeah, like it's like you're not. Listen, you're going here, we're swinging, we're going dip it by. Well, no, it doesn't work. How? And then and I remember Coach G had to sit me down. And Coach G had to sit me down. I was 22 years old, and he sat me down. He was like, "Listen, your comprehension and how you see the sport and how this works and how it computes into your brain is way different. You've been doing this for a very long time, and it's natural for you. If somebody shows you a move, you can sit there and look at it and be like, oh, okay.
I got it.
And I got it. But he's like, everybody doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And I actually started applying that to after me and him had that conversation, I kind of started applying it to other things. And I'm just like, okay, you don't understand what I'm talking about. This because it's
over the head,
the head.
Yeah, it doesn't compute.
And some things don't compute for people. And there's something and with that said, there's things when there's certain people that I'm around, stuff goes over my head and I don't catch it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
but you know what it is? You know what the problem is? A couple things with that. There's shit that goes over people's heads, right? And instead of somebody admitting the fact that it went over their head, they don't want to admit it. They know it, but don't want to admit it. And then they're like, they just want to argue now. They're like, no, because they don't understand it. Like when he hits me with some shit that I'm like, I don't care. I'm not married to any of my ideas and my thoughts. We could talk about trans issues, political issues, police issues, and I could feel this way. Then I'll sit down with a cop and be like, ooh, shit, you know what? I think I would have popped them too. Right? Because I'm not married to anything. I'm what I'm saying. And that's the bad part. When somebody's so they don't let over their head shit, they don't let it sink in. They don't say, damn, why did that go over my head? Let me try to understand that better. You know what I mean?
It's like Erykah Badu said, the man who thinks he knows nothing at all.
Yeah, the man that knows everything knows that he knows nothing. And I think that was I forgot who actually said that quote.
Yeah, but that I know.
But you're right. Yeah. And it's hard because now you got to teach people. You're like, oh, wait. I mean, now as a coach, you're better.
It's a difference between being a coach and being a teacher.
Yes.
I've done both.
Word.
Because, but it's different. Because teaching you is explaining a concept, right? Coaching is
how to utilize this concept.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can tell you what to do, but being able to tell you what to do and telling you how to do it is different.
Too different.
But you can't be. I'm just what you're saying is right.
I can't coach for shit.
What you're saying is right, but you can't be a good coach without being a good teacher.
Facts.
You can't be a good coach. You can't be. You can be a coach and not be a teacher, but you can't be a good coach without being a good teacher.
Of course.
Then there's a whole bunch of other caveats.
It's like that Venn
diagram
shit, where it's 8 circles and all the intersections.
And you gotta, you gotta like I've learned it's depending on the room that I'm in, you know what I mean? Because where I'm at right now with wrestling, I'm in a great space and I'm really appreciative of it. But when I was in other spaces, when I was in home in Amboy, I remember I was the middle school coach one year, right? And I walked in, I'm like, yeah, man. Mind you, this is I'm probably, I want to say about 30. No, about 32, 31, 32. I walk in, I'm like, yeah, man, we're about to hit this high crotch single to this double, and I'm walking in, and I got them doing this stuff, and my kids do not understand. They're these kids are all fresh, and shout out to Coach Kleck, my man Jeremiah, right? He's like, hey, Coach, listen, man, because it was my first year. He's been with the program for a couple of years, and it's just me and him. He's like, listen, that kid, and that kid, they're the only 3 that have wrestled before, and everybody else is brand new. And I'm like, ugh. Okay.
Sure, let me.
So
You at a level 10, fam. Like,
Yeah,
you
like-
jumping up like they you.
yeah, like
Relax, fam.
But as soon as he told me, as soon as he told me that, though, I was able to revert to what Coach G, what I had to do with Coach G, probably about like 10 years earlier. So what I do is I'm like, okay, well, we're going to break this down. And we had our team, the middle school team that year, we did, in practice, we did a double leg takedown, we did a stand-up, and we did a cradle. And every single day, all I taught these kids was a double leg takedown, a stand-up, and a cradle. And we drilled that every single day. And that's it. And it worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good. And to this day, those kids have double legs, they had stand-ups, and they have cradles. And
Fundamentals.
And I was just like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? We're not going to do 1,000 things. And you know what? If we get caught in something, we'll get caught in something. Because we was going to lose anyway. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Let's just know let's do three things good. You can do something from your feet. You can do something from the mat. You can get out from the bottom. And you know how to put somebody on their back and pin them.
See,
Everything else. We'll figure the rest of it out.
Coaching.
We'll figure the rest of it out.
That's the coach. That ain't the teaching. That's the
I got
coaching.
the understanding. And I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
But he has the plan to
Yeah.
be like, he has the plan to be like, all right, I'm going to teach you these 3 things. Because if I know 8 things, I'm going to be like, nigga, I'm going to teach you all these 8 things right now. In 10 minutes.
Right now.
In 10 minutes.
And I expect you to do them the way
10
I-
minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck you mean you don't understand?
What you mean? Clasp your hands behind his back.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like-
But that's dope that G bro
Yeah,
gave
he
you the
did.
game.
Yeah.
That was dope.
It's like even with what I do now, like I got high level kids, like you know what I mean, like I got really high level.
Let's
kids.
get into that. 1 second. Let's do a refill real quick. We'll be right back. Yo, we back. We had to
need
get
to
a
be
little.
famous.
We
I'm
got to
a
get a little
conflict ass
refill
nigga,
up in the spot. We were talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
So before we deviate anymore, when did you start wrestling?
That's a loaded question. You mean when did I start competing, or when did I
No,
start?
like what made you be like, let me put a singlet on and let me walk up in this
okay.
gym room and
Yo.
be like, yo, what is a takedown?
All right, so this is how that went down. So my dad had a kid, right? And when he had that kid, he was young, strapped for cash, and he was a standout track and football player. He got his first coaching job. His first teaching job at
Your
Scotch
dad?
Plains. Yeah, he got his first teaching job at Scotch Plains. He went into the athletic director. He was like, "Hey, I want to run coach track." He goes, "Hey, well, listen, I can give you the spring track job, but if you want to get the spring track job, I need you to be the wrestling coach this year. I need you to be an assistant coach for the wrestling coach because we don't have coaches."
Did he know anything
No.
about wrestling?
No.
What the fuck kind of application is that?
So my dad said, "Okay, I just had a
didn't
kid."
know that.
He said, "I had a kid. I got to make some money." And so
Word.
my dad, he went and he just started, he started coaching. And my dad, he's like extremely smart. Like you know how I was talking about stuff going over your head earlier. Like my dad, that dude, like he was legit. He was going to be a chemist, a scientist and a chemist. And then he decided last minute he didn't want to be stuck up in a laboratory, so he became a biology teacher. So he took probably about like 100,000 to 500,000 a year pay cut since he was like 20 something to go and like be an educator. And he got into it and he enjoyed it. He did it for like 2 years, 3 years, and then he got a job down in Manalapan. And when he got the job down in Manalapan, he applied to be the head coach. Mind you, hasn't wrestled. Technically, in my dad's entire life, my dad is 2-1 in wrestling matches. He took second. He took second at one tournament when he was a full-grown adult, and that's the only tournament in actual real matches my dad has wrestled. Mind you, my dad is in the Region 6 Hall of Fame. Right now, he's the vice president of USA Wrestling New Jersey. He's like my dad's that dude out here. Like,
Shout out to Pop Dukes.
So when he was like, he got that job in Manalapan. Now I'm like 3 or 4 years old. So like every weekend, I go with my dad to wrestling practice, high school wrestling practice. Like I go with my dad, and I'm on the mat, and
Just messing around. Like,
yeah, but like I grew up on the mat. Like I just grew up. I just grew up on the mat. Like when they had matches on Saturdays, like I sat on the bench with the team. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting there running around. I want to warm up with them. Like I grew up in it. So like for me, like yo, this is what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is life.
And then getting
It's
good.
normal.
But see, there's my that's different than getting good though, because I wasn't good at first. I had to work for that. I put a lot of work in.
He's more hard work than talent.
Wrong. I am talented,
though,
but
His mind's a talent though.
like
He's a different kind. It's a different kind of like. He's not a smooth athlete, so to speak.
nah, not at all.
You know what I mean? It's not like it doesn't look graceful,
Nah,
Yeah.
not at all.
but it's the skill is in his mind. Like that's the talent. It's his like you said.
His
like
skill is graceful.
His understanding of what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Yeah, it
Because-
might not
but that's
look
from the
flashy,
drill.
but
Yeah, that's from the drilling.
But like I remember my club coach. Shout out to Wally Muhammad, Peak Wrestling Club. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of All-Americans, national champions, and Olympian. We had an Olympian too come out of our wrestling club, right off of Martin Luther King Boulevard in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out
Damn.
St. Benedict's.
Word up.
Right. But like I remember my club coach, he told me, like once I got to college, he said, I always knew you were gonna be okay. And I was like, why? He goes, Jared, if I told you, run through that brick wall, and if you keep running into that wall as fast as you can, as hard as you can, eventually you're gonna break it. He's like, you trusted me so much that you just keep doing it. It wouldn't matter if you fell, you get hurt, you know, you might get a concussion, but when you got up from the concussion, you're probably gonna keep just running straight into that wall. Because like that's how you do. Like you're here, you work as hard as you can, and that's what I did, and I did it for a long time, and I just kept going, and
then it went. Sorry to cut you off, but when as a little kid and you was on the mat, boom, and then what? You picked it up. When did it get serious? High school or
yeah.
younger than that?
Yeah,
No,
nah,
high
it got
school, right?
it got.
Who
Well, I mean,
wrestles younger than that.
everybody. I just refereed a national tournament for like kids who weigh 45 pounds.
Oh yeah, you know you're right. They do. You're right.
You have no idea.
But when did yours was high school though?
Yeah,
Hold on, one other thing about his pops though. His pops used to have the wrestling program over the summer in Amboy when we were kids. So you know, like the rec programs, you looking in Amboy, like with Amboy, the city offered several different programs. Like if you want to play tennis, you go. There's a nigga who does tennis, like Mr. Love. He did tennis. If you want to do baseball, they had the baseball dude, the basketball, so on and so forth. His pops was the wrestling dude.
Oh, we lost all that probably.
Yeah, of course we lost all that shit.
yeah,
It was a different town.
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah, so his pops was involved. His pops brought, even though he was a coach at Manalapan, he still brought his talents back to his community. Yeah, that is to be commended.
Like all of the
So
guys.
I need to make sure that gets said because that needs
I
to be
respect
commended.
that, and I'm glad you did that.
He brought his
Glad you
talents
did
back
that.
to his community like he was supposed to.
all of the guys that like the guys who were like way older than me that like I didn't wrestle from Perth Amboy, even though my dad didn't coach in Perth Amboy at the time. Like I know all of them because like my dad practiced with them, and Perth Amboy would come down to Manalapan during the season for a preseason match, sort of like a workout and like
Scrimmage type.
scrimmage type
just
stuff.
A little test.
Yeah,
Like a
so
drill.
So like we would always, you know what I'm saying, like my dad always Perth Amboy, he always helped out Perth Amboy.
But his dad's not from Perth Amboy.
Yeah, it's from Union, Vauxhall. He's from the Hall.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I want to say probably about. I didn't start going to wrestling club till my sophomore year, but I wrestled a lot.
Because I remember you was a wrestler in school.
Yeah.
Like I'd pass you, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, try something, get suplexed on some. Keep playing with Jay. You gonna get slammed, dog. And nobody wanted no problems.
Yeah, but I didn't want no problems either.
No, of course, but you know what? I was telling him before. What we we were talking before. Always a trained fighter, aka assassin murderer, like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, bro. He literally can kill you with his hands, and there is no way if you don't do jiu-jitsu, there is no way hand to hand that you're surviving this. Where if this guy really, literally wanted to kill you, he can do that, and it's light work. And the thing is, when that trained individual is trained like that, they're the last person to fight because they don't need to. They're like, yo, fam, you don't want this.
Yeah, You get in trouble when you do that type of
And
stuff.
they have a different level of respect, a different level of character, the hard work. That's why they say that wrestling is, when they become a mixed martial artist, that wrestling is one of the best
Deadliest.
foundations to have, right? And I don't want to put that second or first to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or to striking, right? But
Yo, man.
the
Yo, nah.
effort of wrestling, the grind is so crazy, and the weight cuts.
Them
y'all are
jujitsu dudes is
different breeds.
trash. Them jujitsu dudes is
you're
trash. What
wildin'.
up? What up?
You're
What up? Danis here.
wildin'.
What up, baby? How you? Nah, that's
wildin'.
my man. I be talking
Yo,
crazy to
I
D.
don't
That's
know,
my
man.
dude.
I seen Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu dudes say that shit works in the match, but in a street fight, if you can't fucking a boxer will beat anybody in a street fight.
No, you won't.
You hit a
I don't
nigga
think
with
so.
a one, yo.
I don't
That's
think
but
so.
I'm telling. These is what the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu niggas have said.
Yeah, 'cause they don't know how to
I've-
shoot.
I've seen them say that shit.
Because they don't know how to shoot.
That's fair.
Because they don't know how
I
to
want to
shoot.
know which Brazilian, because
they
Royce
don't know how to
Gracie,
shoot.
Royce Gracie,
That's
Enzo
fair.
Gracie ain't saying that.
Nah.
Because you know that's how they
Nah,
started
bro.
that, right? Because they was going into clubs.
Yeah.
The Gracie
But
family,
isn't
they
that
was small.
that jujitsu shit is like using your advantage, using your momentum against you?
It's mat wrestling.
So what I'm saying is, if we standing up and a nigga who knows there's a technical way to throw punches that 95% of the population does not know. Even these MMA niggas don't know how to throw punches. They're not throwing punches. Nah, these niggas is and that's not throwing punches.
I don't know.
There's a way to trust me.
My
There's
dude,
a
the
way to
guys that-
throw punches.
The trainers
No,
that
there
are
is,
training.
there
Nigga
is.
hit
There's a
you if a
boxing-
nigga
but-
hits you with that correct punch throw and a talented nigga, a
And a
trained nigga,
boxing
this is
level.
what they say. No, like in a street fight, like me and you in a bar and you start talking tough and you know MMA and I know how to box, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
I don't think so.
before you
No,
can
there's
get
no
to
way.
me.
Not
Before
at
you
all.
can
No.
get to me.
Boxers are easy.
I would
bro.
have to disagree.
Boxers are easy.
Because this is the thing.
Boxers
in a
are
bar
easy.
fight compared to a sanctioned fight, in a bar fight,
Sanction fights are definitely different.
that's different.
Yes.
Right? Like if we were like, we could only throw hands, now it's a different
It's a
thing.
different
Look at
thing, yeah.
Mayweather Conor. It's a different thing. Like, it's
Yeah,
a
of
different
course,
thing,
of course.
right? But now in a bar fight, MMA versus a boxer, the boxer got to get to you and hopefully land one. If you're a mixed martial artist, all you got to do is, well, hopefully you get close to the dude. Street fights, I feel like 70 to 85% of the time end up on the ground. Once it goes to the ground, that boxer has no idea
But the
what
whole
to do.
shit about the boxer is it's not getting to the ground because I'm knocking you the
Yeah,
fuck
but
out
no,
before you can even get there.
In a
It's a
sanctioned
different
fight,
type
I
of
agree.
distance.
In a
Back that
sanctioned
up.
We at the
No.
bar and you be like, yeah, nigga, and your
If you-
strike distance is different. Your understanding of strike distance is different.
Nah.
If you're not a boxer.
Nah, if you
That's what they say.
if you are
That's what they say.
Listen, if you are in a fight, you're saying, yeah, I hit you, I'm knocking you out. But that's the thing. You gotta knock me out.
You got to catch me.
You gotta knock me
And
out.
the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu dude, this is the other part. This is the other part. The chances, since Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is so hard, it takes about 10 to 11 years to become a black belt if you do it
Yeah.
in a legit manner, right? Now, if it gets to the point where the boxer is like, yeah, let's do whatever, right? And they get into a scrap. The chances that boxer, as skilled as he is, he only is that skilled because he dedicated his time to boxing. The chances are he never rolled with anybody. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now, the
Yes.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Yes.
dude, even though he does Jiu-Jitsu, I could almost guarantee that he throws hands on the side. The boxer ain't trying to armbar nobody in the gym because that's not his thing. But a jiu-jitsu dude might hit some pads. So the boxer got to catch him. And then if it goes down to the ground and we slip and fall, and especially if they do gi jiu-jitsu,
Oh, that gi,
Bro,
gi,
it's a
gi,
wrap.
gi jujitsu
Right.
is dirty.
Right.
Gi jujitsu is
But what
very
I'm-
dirty.
what
I
I'm
like
telling
that.
you is
I like that shit.
what they say is in a street fight, it never gets to that point.
Yo,
If you fight a box, think
always
about
gets to
how
that
many niggas you seen swing on somebody untalentedly, miss fucking wildly, and that's why they get slammed.
yes.
I've been in the street fight with a nigga where he threw a punch at me, I blocked, I dipped his shit, stepped back, hit him with a boom boom, and what's up, nigga? Let's go.
Yeah.
And he went to he threw another joint, and I grabbed this nigga and flipped him. He didn't know how to fight the way I knew how to fight.
Yeah.
Right. So hold on.
So if a nigga, but as a trained nigga, right? So he was way bigger than me the whole shit.
Yeah.
The whole shit. I didn't, and I'm not a trained fighter. I just know how to throw hands. It's a completely different, knowing how to throw, like knowing how to turn your shoulders.
Rest in
and
peace
turn
to that
the punch.
mic.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Instead
That
of like
mic
boom,
don't want no
boom.
problem.
So like, and but I'm just telling you what these niggas have said.
well, and let me
So
tell
the
you
niggas you arguing for have said in the street fight,
listen.
will get knocked the fuck out.
Well,
by
check
a
this
boxer.
out. I'm not a
As a wrestling niggas, they'll
I'm not a
never say
BJJ.
nobody could beat
Like, yo, listen.
Of course,
First off,
everybody
listen.
in
A
the whole
boxer is
field,
in
like-
trouble. A boxer is in trouble. Why? Because you stand up, you got that swings. I'm double legging the shit out of you.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
I'm
But there's
outside swing single. I'm outside swing singling you. Yo, you can't even punch slow enough. You can't
can't.
punch low enough. I might hit you with an ankle.
You
I
know
might
how
go
to
straight to
sprawl?
ankle. Nigga, don't let me get close to you.
That's the whole point. You can't get close.
Wrong.
That's the thing.
Wrong.
That's
no.
I don't think
I'm
that's
gonna get
right.
close to you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
will.
close
gonna
to
eat
you.
one or two.
Yo, I'm gonna
You
get
better
close
be
to you.
Francis Ngannou power.
You think I
if
don't
you're
know?
gonna think the
But
boxing
you
thing
talking
works.
about WWE, you talking about MMA. I'm telling you, these niggas don't throw punches the same way.
No, they don't because it's a different art form because they gotta
That's
throw
what I'm
punches with the
saying.
fear of wrestling
So
and the fear of takedown.
If the shit starts up standing off, right? So you look at like niggas who stand up in MMA, right?
Correct.
And you like, yo, he's a good striker.
Correct.
That nigga went against a boxer on some striking shit, he's getting demolished.
No, think about this.
But he's not going against him in boxing.
But think about
But
this.
in the
though.
street fight, it starts standing up, hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, but that gets
That's what-
nullified.
my
that's
nigga.
what I- and
Listen, yo,
Wait.
Shakes.
That's what I'm
Yo, let me,
saying, yo.
listen, I'll dead your whole theory right here. Right? You're a boxer. You're the
love
greatest
this
boxer in the world. All right, that's cool. Ready? We're fighting. I'm going like this, and I'm walking straight into you. You got to either catch clean through me or catch me around the sides. As soon as I get as close as me
It's
and
a
you are right now,
wrap.
you're done. You're done.
Especially if I got leg kicks and
Yeah, I'm not even getting into that.
That's what I mean.
I'm not even. You're done. You can't listen. If I can put my hands on you, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It don't matter the
The
situation.
point is, you
I do
not
get what
getting
you're
your
saying,
hands.
though.
Every street fight starts standing up,
Yes.
throwing hands. And if I'm an excellent if I'm a skilled hand throwing boxer, it's different than a nigga who plays in the NBA. It's different than a nigga who plays football and
Hey
can
yo,
shoot a
Black
three-pointer.
Rob just died.
What?
who? Black
Hold up.
Rob?
Nah,
Yo,
you
hold
gotta
up.
chill, son.
Yo, hold up.
Nah, hold
I just
on.
seen
What?
something. Yo, I didn't mean it. Yo,
Nah. Black Rob like whoa?
We all just hit the phone like confirmation. Hold on, what? Which website did y'all go to?
I'll never forget
Oh, the
asking
TMZ.
gangs what a DZ riders are Black Rob referred to in whoa.
listen, yo,
Rest in peace, Black Rob.
yo, DJ Payne just put out "Rest in Peace, Black Rob."
How?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that nigga was fucked up in the game, yeah.
What?
That's terrible, yeah.
Black
It
Rob?
looked bad.
yeah, he didn't
It
look
looked
like
like
he
it was
doing.
going down, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, damn, he dead.
He
Oh.
dead. Damn, he dead. didn't
Oh,
he?
how the fuck did it? Oh, I typed in Black Rob and it gave me Robin Big.
Oh wow.
That's my guy.
What?
That's terrible. Hold on, let me.
What?
Yeah, there it is. Fat Joe.
Damn, son.
Yo, we lost X and Black Rob, and wow.
Allhiphop.com.
Damn,
Black
did he
Rob.
reach out to Black Rob after the former Bad Boy rapper said he's sick and homeless, and that was 2 days ago. Gone too soon.
Jesus.
Oh,
What
what?
is that one?
What?
Well,
Damn.
yeah, I don't want to have the conversation we were just having anymore.
So, let's talk about fucking Puffy, nigga. What the fuck is going on with Bad Boy Records, nigga?
What do you mean?
Everybody's fucked up. And Puffy's the only nigga who didn't come out fucked up from Bad Boy Records.
Word.
Man, I can't. I don't land on that side of that, yo. Damn. I can't land completely on that side of that. Like at some point, we're talking about adults who signed contracts who knew what they were getting into, or didn't take the time or didn't take the time to get their business straight. Because for every Black Rob situation that you can speak about, you could talk about a Lock situation where they went and they got everything right. Like Puffy got everything right with them. What you do,
Right.
what you do with you is on you at some point. We gotta You gotta like. I'm not saying that you gotta have complete like.
There's no bad business deals, just bad businessmen.
Right.
I subscribe to that wholeheartedly. I
Yeah.
subscribe to that shit wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
if you
it's-
think about
but-
the culture of hip hop and the whole signing and the contract reading, where people were like, I felt like it's a bigger scheme. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on when and when they came out with white lines and everything else, and hip hop was more preaching messages. The people were like, oh, we can't have these hood motherfuckers telling other hood motherfuckers that drugs are bad and don't burn down your neighborhood. So you know what? We gonna tell these rappers that are preaching some messages, like the message of the title of the song. How about if we throw some money at them and tell them, yo, what's up, fam? Next thing you know, little by little, trickle down effect, you end up on some other shit, and cats just gonna want the money. If I'm broke and you hit me with a stupid contract, and I'm a bad businessman, I'm not bad business. I'ma just sign it because I saw the decimal points, because I just need to get out the situation I'm in. And then I look back, I'm like, oh, I don't own my masters. My royalties is 1%.
Yo, but
that's crazy.
In all fairness to the in all fairness to the record labels, like, who the fuck are you as an artist that don't nobody fucking know? Who the fuck are you to ask for any fucking thing? Who the fuck are you? You have zero leverage. Shut the fuck up, take this contract, be happy. What you do is, once you become successful, you present yourself to the table to renegotiate.
Yes.
After the contract is over.
Not
Yeah.
after the contract is over.
No.
In the midst
In
of
the
your
midst of it,
success.
because
but
it
like
always
when
changes.
it's about, you know.
In the
No.
midst,
No, you can-
in the midst of your success,
You can-
is
You
when
hold
you're
out.
hot. Is when you go back and be like, look, we need to renegotiate.
That's what Nelly did. He
Thank
did that. Nelly did that after the first album. He had a multiple album deal. He went after the first album and said, yo, hold up. I'm bringing y'all a lot of money. We got to figure this out. And you know what they did? They figured it out.
Of course, because money talk.
What happens is there's a standard contract, because you, as an artist, as an unknown artist, you have no leverage. Nobody knows who the
Or
fuck you are.
notoriety. Or notoriety.
So everybody talks shit about the record label because they don't understand the business, right? So as a record label, right, if I sign you as a nigga who don't nobody fucking know, and I'm investing the money into
lot
you
of
to
bread.
record your album.
Studio,
Right.
Writers, producers, and all that stuff.
I give
Lawyers,
you an advance, right? So the record label is a bank.
You spend it on your watch? My bad.
That's your fault. It's a bank,
Yeah.
right? The record label is a bank.
Yes.
I'm going to give you this loan.
With interest.
Exactly. Not even with interest.
Nah, it's not.
But I
even
want my
interest.
return
not
plus
interest.
some, though.
No.
You don't think
It's no. The way the money works is this. The way the money really works. This is back in the day. It's different now because the
Independent.
distribution chains have changed. The way the money works is this. I give you an advance. Say I sign you, I give you $1 million. You owe me $1 million off
the rip.
fucking top.
This ain't your money.
Whatever you do with your $1 million, I don't give a fuck. But that $1 million, right, is going to be generated from your portion of the record sales. So after the record sales, whatever your portion, this is where it gets dirty at.
Yeah, I
This
know
is
you're
where it
going
gets
with
dirty.
it. I know.
Because people
Yeah.
think it's like, yo, all right, so if I sell 10 million records, right? So if I sell 1 million records, 1 million records generated $10 million.
Yeah.
Right? So if I sell you $1 million records, I've generated $10 million. So I think I have recouped, but you have not recouped. Because the recoup comes from your share.
side of the profit.
So after we hit this, your profit has to hit $1 million before you start seeing money.
Correct. And if
'Cause
our
we
percentage was 90-10, then it's
no 90-10.
no, but I'm saying I'm just throwing numbers. I'm throwing numbers.
The numbers was you
Point
get
12.
points. So it's 18.
Point-
It was 18. It was 18 points on the record. And each point was like
18 cents to the dollar, right?
I don't remember the exact breakdown of it because the laws have changed and things got a little bit different.
Independence is the way to go.
Independent is the way to go. Independent's always been the way to go. Independent is way easier. But the way the money works is it has to come from your cut.
Correct.
So your cut of the profits is what recoups that $1 million.
Yeah.
Not the generation of the $1 million.
total
in
sum. No,
general
no. It's
in
what
your-
you get.
Exactly.
So
like,
I get my cut, plus I need some of yours,
So
fam.
I need all of yours pretty much.
If our cut is if you
All of
get
yours pretty much, kind of.
if you get a royalty rate, it's a bad deal. But if you don't know what the deal is, then it's your fault. But
you gotta understand. I get what you're saying.
the thing about it is why I say like the record labels is fucked up. Because if this shit is for the culture, then why are you doing snake ass business the way the white man been doing snake ass business instead of doing straight business with your brother like we supposed to be doing? That's where the conflict comes in.
But
why does niggas have to sue Cash Money to get paid?
That's a different type of. That's a different thing.
Why
though.
is Puffy?
They're different.
Why is Puffy insisting on putting his Bentley in your video and then charging your profits for putting his Bentley in your video?
I didn't want the Bentley.
That's snake shit. As your boss, I'm telling you, I'm putting this shit in your video. You need this Bentley in your video, and then I'm charging you for using that Bentley.
What do you do that to?
He did that shit to Mark Curry. He did that shit to Black Rob. That's what he did. This was his business practices. So what I'm saying is, if you're supposed to be about the culture, why are you doing snake shit? There's a difference between somebody who does straight business and you as a businessman fucked up.
If you a Bernie Madoff dude, expect Bernie Madoff to do Bernie Madoff shit.
It's not even Bernie Madoff.
No, but I'm saying
it's
if
just
he's
the way
that type of person.
the way the music business was run. The music business is a mafia organization that got legitimized.
Yeah,
That's all this shit is.
correct.
It's a mafia. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's a mafia organization that got
My bad.
legitimized.
I got OCD. I saw a little piece of styrofoam on Sean
So-
Price, and
so-
I can't let that happen.
It's a racket. It's a hustle. It's a scheme
Yeah.
that got legalized
Correct.
and legitimized. So it's the same shit with boxing and fighting. That's a racket and a scheme that's been legitimized.
But
done
hold
with
on.
boxing.
But my thing is this though, right? But you also got to take into account that like, all right, when Puff was doing those things with him, that's when he was first kind of like getting started, and that's what the standard was. Is he still doing those type of things? No.
He's not in the music business no more.
Yeah, but he's also uplifting and doing a whole bunch of stuff for the people of
Is
the
he?
culture. Yeah, he is. Revolt is the shit.
Revolt is his.
Revolt is the shit.
Yeah, but you know
then
what, though?
There's
Listen.
more though. But there's more.
All right.
Revolt is the shit. He's gone back, and several of those really messed up contracts that he made back in the day, he's rectified those. Yeah, he's rectified those situations. So we're sitting here, we're judging
But
the
the
man
damage
about.
has been done though.
Like, yeah, but how was the damage done if I rectified the situation so you were able to get right? Now, if I'm trying to get right with you, but you're fucked up because you got a whole bunch of stuff going on, like, is it my fault?
Yeah, but am I fucked up because you fucked me up back then?
Or were you fucked up before I met you?
Nah,
Certain people,
maybe.
certain people.
Maybe.
Like I'll give like this the one thing. Like rest in peace, DMX. Shout out. Like, but that he was a crackhead before he became famous. He said that shit. He was like, I didn't have a drug problem until I got money, because then I was able to afford drugs.
Yeah.
Now I can have a drug problem. You know what I'm saying? Like if I rob one nigga a day to get $20, to get one hit a day for $20,
I got to do an extreme
that's
thing
completely
to do
different
$20.
than I got 100,000, I got 200,000, and I could buy $10,000 worth of. Now I have a fucking problem.
And now we smoking all day.
Now I got a fucking problem. But they used to be like, yo, we had to go get this nigga to record his first album. We had to go get him out of this shit. So the fame exasperated it, but he was already there.
Yeah,
He was already there.
yeah.
Now there's some people who come into it and because they don't tell you what it really is. Like fame is an isolation. Do you really want to be so famous that you can't walk down the street?
Shout out to the people that eat that shit like it's no problem. Keanu Reeves on the
He's
subway,
different, bro.
on the one train.
He's different. I don't know how
He don't give a shit.
I don't know how he does what
But
he
this
does.
is the problem. Everybody wants what's not attainable.
Yes.
Once you make yourself attainable, like I could just go up and snap a picture. You on the one train with me, fam, while I'm going to work? I see you now I don't even give a shit anymore. Now I'm like, whatever. But if I see, Mila Kunis somewhere or Denzel, I want an autograph because I'm never going to see them. But if I see Keanu on the, I'm like, it's Keanu Reeves again.
Going back to
His expectations, yeah.
going back to 3000. I
How
think that's what he
crazy,
kind of
right?
did because that's what he's kind of done.
Christ,
Like, yo,
I
he
love this
just kicks it in Soho, and they're like, yeah, you can see him in Soho. He's playing a few.
It becomes
walking
regular.
around. He became regular.
Yeah.
He washed that. He
Dave
washed it
Chappelle,
off.
Yeah, but it's
Ohio.
also-
Dave Chappelle's in his own town. Ain't nobody like Dave Chappelle. He's like,
the
yo.
thing about Dave Chappelle is.
Oh no. I feel like this is gonna go
No,
somewhere.
Dave Chappelle is my favorite comedian of all time.
All right.
The thing about
Who's
Dave
the
Chappelle living in Yellow Springs is they may not know who the fuck Dave Chappelle is.
Nah, they know.
At the time he was living there, they may not know
No,
who
he's
the fuck
there right
Dave
now.
Chappelle is. Yes, now they know who the fuck he is. But I'm telling you, like, if you moved somewhere, right, like, I could be the most famous nigga in the world. I live around a whole bunch of Indian people who don't give a shit about none of the shit that pays attention to me. None of the shit that pays attention to me.
But isn't where
I'm
Dave
just
Chappelle
a
lives where
regular
he
nigga.
always lived at? That's
no,
where he's from, though.
No,
That's
no,
from
his
DC.
his father's from there. His father's from there. His
okay.
mom's from
Yeah,
DC.
but like
He grew up in
visited there.
DC
like,
and both.
it's
Yeah.
still the same
Yeah.
downtown.
But
He's still walking down Smith
right?
Street.
So think
Yeah.
about it, right? Amboy is a whole bunch of where I live now, South Brunswick, is a whole bunch of Indian people,
Correct.
right? So if I'm famous, or if I get famous off of YouTube or some shit that has nothing to
don't
do
know.
with Indian people, I'm a regular motherfucking dude.
They don't even know who you are.
I'm a regular fucking dude.
Yeah.
I gotta have $200 million in the bank.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't know. They don't
They
know.
don't know.
All they know is I got money,
Yeah.
but they don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, they're
They
wondering.
be like, "Why are you a big deal?"
I guess the neighbors
And there's
think
Indian
I'm
niggas
selling
there's some Indian dude that could come and he's the biggest shit since sliced bread,
and don't know.
and I have no fucking clue.
Oh, it's
I
vice
don't know who the,
versa.
fuck- who, the fuck,
Crazy.
who the fuck
Correct.
is this guy?
And he'll
Correct.
he'll
Why
have
he
everyone
live next to
jumping.
me?
Like who the fuck
Next
is
thing
this
you
guy?
know, this motherfucker out here work for Johnson & Johnson.
You know
and
what I'm
some
saying? Like it's shit like
You're
that. So
right.
like it depends what the people you're around pay attention to. So if the people in Yellow Springs don't pay attention to Dave Chappelle comedy, they don't pay attention to black comedians. He's not Dave Chappelle to them. He's just fucking Dave.
But I think that it's such a tight-knit community, and since he carries himself a certain way, that I still think that they know. But the fact that Dave carries himself like Dave Chappelle, like,
Yeah.
well,
He's
give a
unique.
fuck.
He's unique
Yeah.
in that
He is
aspect.
unique. That
He's
they're like,
unique in that
listen, you know
aspect.
what? If he was out here with armed security guards or whatever, now then people start feeling a certain type of way. But when they realize, hold up, I make 70, 60 grand a year. This motherfucker's a multi-millionaire, and he goes to the same butcher that I go to.
Yeah.
I respect you because you're not like
You're not.
on some extra shit.
That's how
Yeah.
communities used to be.
It used to be like that.
And when they had that's what communities used to be, right? And communities are still like that. But the problem is there's no black communities in the country.
No, there's like one or two actually. There's a joint down in Maryland where it's like
Yes,
the average
I've seen
the
that.
average like income is like
But it's not-
100,000.
It's like a
or
black
something.
Wall
no,
Street.
no.
It's like Black Wall Street back in the day.
That's,
where
that's
they-
not
like,
community. That's not community. Think about Perth
Wall
Amboy,
Street.
right? Think about Perth Amboy. Who owns the businesses? The Dominican.
Yeah.
It's a Dominican
They came in and
community.
got it popping real quick.
It's a Dominican community.
Real quick. Real
so
quick.
I live in an Indian community. There's an Indian bank.
Mm.
There's Indian grocery stores. South Brunswick not so much, but I lived a while in Plainsboro. That shit really opened my eyes to what an actual community is. Just because a whole bunch of people live there, that's just a neighborhood. It's just a neighborhood. There's black neighborhoods all over the country. There's no black communities.
To this day!
That's perfect.
But this is not coming from me.
No,
This is
I
coming
feel
from
you,
Dr.
though. I
Claude
feel you, though.
Anderson. This is coming from Dr. Claude Anderson. There's no black communities because black business is gone. There's no black butchers. There's no like where do you get your shit from? You get all of your stuff from somebody
Outside
outside
of the black
of your black
Walmart.
community.
Did you see the Killer Mike shit where he tried to live black the whole day?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible.
Unbelievable.
It's damn near
My
impossible.
man couldn't even find a
Sleeping
bicycle
outside. He was
made by
sleeping outside.
on a bench because there was no black-owned hotel.
Exactly.
I can't wait for season 2 of that. That joint was fire.
But see, that's so I get that. That's what it is, and it didn't used to be like that. So
Not for nothing, like, yo, when you talk about like Indian people, like, yo, I respect how they get it popping. Like, yo, there's I'm being completely politically incorrect, but like what's Oak Tree Road? Like some people call it like once you cross over the Metro once you cross over Metro Park.
yeah,
Metro Park.
Once you cross over Metro Park,
it becomes Little India.
yeah, like and
That's their downtown.
That's their downtown. And I can tell you for a fact, as from driving Lyft, like you pick up people and like I'll take them to like down by his way. So like I'll pick up Indian people and I'll take them down to like over there because they're gonna go there. I'll pick up Indian people like in Jersey City and they're gonna come to Oak Tree Road. I'll pick up Indian people on Oak Tree Road and they're gonna go to Jersey City. They're gonna go to Franklin Park. They're gonna go to Kendall Park. And like they go there, and it's not just the people who actually just live right in that immediate area that do that.
No.
They're like from all over. Like
that's where they go.
They go because they keep their dollar within their community.
That's the thing.
That's
the
the
not
thing.
politically incorrect. That's not. I don't want people to think
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
like I get in the world that we live in. You got to preface everything you're saying with
As a black heterosexual man, you have no friends and you have to walk on eggshells at this point in time.
yeah. And especially as somebody if you're not on an extreme level, right? So I do respect, but what you said was nothing of disrespect to anybody.
I know.
It was
right?
it was extremely respectful and holding them up as an example.
Exactly.
And that's what changed. That's what changed my.
And respecting them. And I
Exactly.
respect them. And I
That's
respect
the thing,
them.
though.
It-
Everybody,
it's
you
never
gotta
no
do
disrespect.
it. No, it's not. Like,
But
yeah,
it's
exactly.
intentionally done.
It's intentionally
It's
done.
intentionally done for the black community, for black Americans, because I'm not, even though like I'm black, I'm not a black American. I'm not.
I know.
I assimilated growing up, but my lineage is West Indian. I think it's important to make a distinction. I think I'm not saying I'm better than I'm just different. I think foundational black Americans or ADOS, whatever the fuck they call themselves, right? They're an ethnicity that needs to be recognized. It's an ethnicity.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
It's an ethnicity that needs to be recognized. They are different than Africans that come from Africa. It's a different people than fucking even black Caribbean people. It's a different lineage.
Biologically, scientifically,
similar.
it's the same, but socially, we gotta separate.
It's
some
a
lines
different.
here.
It's a culture. It's a different
Talk about that.
ethnicity.
We have something in common.
Because
but we're
the
not
difference is in all those other like in the Caribbean, right? When the fucking slaves came, when they brought the slavery and they had the whole plantation system and that shit fell apart, they fucking left. And they left these people to have their own country. So I come from my own country. So as West Indians come into America, we're from our own country.
Correct.
It feels different.
Yeah.
Cause I asked my dad this shit. Cause my dad comes from a generation where the immigrants was coming from.
Yeah.
Right. So I asked my dad, I'm like, what makes you think the difference between the understanding of the opportunities between black Americans and West Indian Americans? Because West Indians, we had our own country. Black Americans have no country. They're people without a home.
Correct.
It's systematically done in this country to fuck them.
Yeah.
They're people without a home. They have no country.
Yeah.
Because the only country they know says this ain't your place at every opportunity they get.
by immigrants.
Exactly.
No, but I'm saying like,
I feel you.
but
Right.
yes, yes, and it's true because most of the white people in this country is not the white people you think they are. They're not English. They're
European.
because there were so many black people that they started importing white Europeans.
There were black people here before
Yes.
Christopher Columbus.
But that's not what we're talking about.
All right, my bad. I went too
That's
deep.
not what
I went too deep.
no, it's not. It's not
But it's
too
a
deep.
fact, but
it's not too deep. But what I'm talking about is the enslaved people out.
Yes, all right, let's stay with that, yeah.
If me as a plantation owner, as one white man, I have 100 fucking slaves. I'm way the fuck outnumbered.
Correct. Shout out to J.
So
Cole.
once the
that
power
somebody did.
structure
Video was
and
fire.
once the power structure and the labor structure changes, right? I'm scared as fuck.
Yup.
Because why wouldn't I think that you guys would do the same shit that y'all did to me? That's the dynamic that happened in America that didn't happen anywhere else. Because the white people left everywhere else. The Europeans went the fuck back home when business was over.
Yes.
The USA built a country around this motherfucker. It's the only shit. Like there's racism and there's colorism everywhere from as anywhere the Europeans were influenced, there's a white supremacy lineage.
Aspect.
There's a white supremacy lineage to the culture. But the difference is the
built
white
something around
people
it over
fucking
here.
left.
Once it was a wrap.
Once the
They left the
slavery
West
shit was
Indies.
over, once the business shit was
left
over,
Mexico.
them niggas
They
left.
took their money and they bounced.
They left. They went back home. And in America, they built a country around these motherfuckers.
And that's
And then
that.
they went further.
So they
and
started
took it-
importing Europeans. Like if you look at what happens in Minnesota, it's a whole bunch of fucking Swedish and German people that they imported to the middle of the country to outnumber the blacks.
Bro, on a side note, not even side note, do you believe, I think it was George Washington, bought land, owned land, not even owned land. He bought Native American land. And let me start over. George Washington sold land to white people, Europeans. Say, yo, you know, a couple $1,000, get 1,000 acres, whatever. As long as you can settle it, it's yours, $1,000. Knowing that the Native Americans still lived on this land,
Scammer.
right? And then white people would come over there, the Native Americans, the Comanches, Lakota, white people all dead. Guess what, though?
Got your 1,000.
Got your 1,000, and he keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Scammer.
Right? That's what I'm saying. This is what I mean. There is a trail. There is a storyline to this country and every country where if you don't do research, you get lost in 2021. But I feel like some people need to realize, like the same thing with Puerto Rico. I know more. I just ordered a new book called Apostles of Change. I can't wait for that shit. Hardcover too, bro. Apostles of Change, Latin Revolution, the occupation of churches, and the fight to save the body.
Occupations of churches?
Yeah,
That
because
sounds
the Young
interesting.
Lords took over. I know more about Black Panthers, fam. I'll tell you who was the second Black Panther right now, Bobby Hutton. That's my gamer tag on Xbox. Bobby Hutton. Just in case I want somebody to ask me why, just so I can tell them what it is. Bobby Hutton, who the fuck is that? I know more about Black Panthers and Black history than I do about Puerto Rico. That's why I bought War Against All Puerto Ricans.
The fact that you do that is amazing.
Everything.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's what you suppose.
Knowledge is key.
Hey,
That
yeah,
knowledge is key. Like a lot
If
is
you
just
don't
key.
understand history,
You don't know where you're going and what the potential is.
exactly, you won't be able to see the bullshit coming because the bullshit is cyclical. The human nature is human nature. You've been pulling the same game since fucking 10,000 BC or whatever, 12,000 BC, whatever the fuck you're talking.
I'm with
Human
you.
nature,
I'm
human
with
beings ain't fucking changed. The society, the capabilities and the structures that we built have changed, but our nature has not changed.
It's just we got Wi-Fi passwords though.
That's what it is.
Facts.
Once you
all it
understand
is.
human nature, the
That's all
same
it
shit
is.
that makes you tick in 2021 is the same shit that made a nigga tick in 10,000 BC.
In a cave somewhere.
He just couldn't put up a phone. He couldn't hold up a phone and do it. But
Yeah.
it was the same. But it's the same.
But one thing I will say though, and I think there's a lot of victim mentality, right? Because there's a lot of victim mentality, but I think it happens because, like I said, you're the
I had that
only
discussion a
people
lot.
in the world without a country. The best thing you can be in America is an immigrant. Because you understand the opportunity that America presents to you because of the
Yeah.
opportunity that you left.
I honestly,
The lack of
I can
opportunity
get
that you left. There is a maybe a handful of countries, but none with the opportunity presents that America has if you understand the game. But
There's a
but see the thing is, everybody gets mad with the system that they don't teach you how to play the system. Why the fuck would I teach you how to play the system if I'm trying to win?
That's part of the system. It's
part
not
of
to
the
teach
system.
you the system.
Why would I teach you to be a boss if I want to be a boss? I need workers, nigga. I'm gonna teach you how to be a worker. But you can still elevate your status in life if you once you crack the knowledge. But there's other countries, it doesn't matter. You can't do that shit. That game does not exist. The opportunity is just not fucking there.
It's not there. It's not there. I don't care how hard
it's
you try.
not
You're
there
gonna
because
crack
the game
code.
America is for sale. Everything in this motherfucker is for sale.
Hose.
But everything is for
Souls.
sale.
Damn, that should have been.
Everything is for sale.
To this day,
Yo, I'm nice at the drops, bro. Holla at me.
You know what I
Everybody
mean?
get a drop master.
Everything in this
No, you're
motherfucker
right,
is
though.
for sale.
You're right though, and that's the thing. Since history repeats itself, and it's such a cliche thing to say, right? Like people say history repeats itself, and I feel it's just being judgmental. I feel like people don't really understand that concept where history repeats itself. Like, for example, when we said we weren't going to get political.
And
so,
here we're going. So I have to pee.
Go do your thing.
Go do your thing.
Slide off to the side.
Slide off to the
Get
side.
off to the camera.
You know what I mean?
Where's your thing?
My computer.
No, not your computer.
My cigarettes are in the coat.
Yeah.
Right? Was that all? We got to mute the bogeys.
Nah, he's dipping to the side while we have
Right.
this conversation. 'Cause I love this. I love to talk this shit.
All right, do that.
I
Right,
love
this is
to
what I
talk
mean.
about
All right, cool. Close that
Yeah,
all the way.
exactly.
All right, we gonna get it popping right.
Yeah,
Look,
let's get it.
this is what I'm saying. History repeats itself, and police shootings. Right? I did a solo episode. Episode 39 was out yesterday. Check it out. I said, I chill with cops. I chill with COs. Nobody's gonna know who they are, but they both black. One of my homies, I can't particularly say what type of law enforcement he is, but
You ain't gotta go too deep. You can
Nah.
just keep it general.
Right.
Get to what his point is.
he was like, yeah, but it's not easy doing this. It's like, you don't understand. Da-da-da-da. He had a couple of gripes where they moved him somewhere else because he was with a racist higher up. And they're like, oh, you don't like this? Oh, you got a problem with Dale? They moved my homie 7 exits down.
Yeah, I know.
His whole life is down there now.
I know.
Then I got another homie, another type of law enforcement. He was like, look, the wild part about it is I ain't trying to die for this uniform. He's like, this uniform don't make me. At the end of the day, I'm black. And I see the fuck shit. And it's like, the mind fuck, I don't have this job. But the fact that he has to wake up every day and put the uniform on and be like, oh, you didn't know what side your taser was on? And now he gets treated to a certain level, right? So this is what I mean. Victimhood. This is what made me go here. A lot of people claim victim when they shouldn't, which is almost crying wolf. So when the shit is real, it holds no weight.
But then at the same time, right? The burden of being black, like you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
it's different
As far as
because
what my
your skin
as far as what I
tone
know.
is different.
Yeah, I'm different.
Yeah,
They're not worried about me at first.
but to be taught that your skin tone is a weapon.
that's crazy. That's what I said yesterday.
So
You hate me for the amount of melanin.
but that's very unique to Black Americans' understanding, right? Because as an immigrant, as a Black immigrant, you will experience racism in this country.
100%.
Your lineage is not traumatized in the same way. Poverty is traumatizing in the same way, but poverty and racism is traumatizing in a totally different way.
Completely.
If you come from a Caribbean country and you immigrate into a white
Harlem.
country, but coming from a Caribbean country, right? Coming from a Caribbean country, it's your own country,
Correct. Yes.
right? So
But you got a country.
if everybody around you and everybody in power looks like you, then it's not a unique thing.
Yeah. It's not indifferent.
That's why Atlanta's different in this country than a lot of other places. Because in Atlanta, everybody was black. The businesses was black. The teachers was black. The school board was black. The political system was black. Like everybody was black. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a unique thing for you to see black people doing regular ass business shit.
Correct.
So that's what it is in the Caribbean, right? But Black Americans, in generally speaking, they have been systematically placed in a situation. So as like that's why I feel like they're an ethnicity that needs to be recognized, and they need to claim their nationality in this country.
Correct.
Right? Because when you say black, when you say black, you are specifically referring to a specific group of people.
Correct.
Because
Yes.
I am Anguillan. I can give you a country of origin.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And even white people, my mom is white, right? But my mom is Irish and English. Right? German motherfuckers could tell you they're German. Their great-grandparents may have come from Germany or so on and so forth. Or the great, like, it depends where it comes from.
There's a lineage.
Like, yes. But the difference is, once the Europeans left, they left everybody to their own fucking devices.
Correct.
And then America comes and imperializes everybody, but that's later on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But America built a country around Black Americans, and they are a people without a home.
Correct. And it never got rectified. It was,
at all.
It never
At
was.
all. And you get immigrants who come from something else, who come in here and see the opportunities that their homeland didn't present. And they're like, all right, so what? He called me a nigger. Fuck that. Is he going to pay me or what?
I don't mean to laugh.
Or they go, who the fuck are you talking to? Because a lot of the revolutionaries that these Black Americans and these Pan-African and look up to are West Indians. Malcolm X is West Indian.
Correct.
Marcus Garvey's West Indian.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Marcus Garvey, RBG, Red, Black, and
Feel
Green.
me? Harry Belafonte's West Indian. Farrakhan's West Indian. They're all West Indians. Because you can see it for yourself. Because if everybody around me looks like me, if the police look like me, if the politicians look like me, we have our own country. Black Americans have no country. They've never seen it.
Yeah, because it's never happened. Because they were born into the system.
They are
of it.
Yes. So, and it's like you get imported somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then they build a society around you.
Correct.
And it is meant to keep you down because they know what they have done to you. And they're scared of retribution.
That's my thing. This is the problem when people come up with concepts of reparations. People could talk about reparations all they want, right? But you can't attribute $1 to pain. There's no such thing. You can't attribute $1 to pain.
It's not about the pain.
No, but I mean, I'm saying you can't attribute $1 amount.
You can't attribute $1 amount to pain.
Yes,
you can. No, because it's not pain. It's business.
No. I know.
It's business.
I get on that level, right?
So it's always been business.
It's always been business, but I'm saying for blacks and whoever, whether even Puerto Ricans that want to argue for retributions for what the politicians did in the Bronx, where they ain't pick up my garbage until I burned it on the Ave, and then you either gonna pick this garbage up or not, because if you don't pick this garbage up, I'm gonna burn it, and I'll burn the whole neighborhood down, because guess what, we ain't got no neighborhood, so we might as well burn these buildings down. I know it's biting off your nose to spite your face, but something has to happen. So there's no dollar that you could attribute to pain, because pain is insurmountable. Like, you can't tell me how much this shit is worth.
It's not about pain.
Yeah,
it's
but
about,
hold on.
it's about you profiting from you building your legacy from free labor.
Yeah,
if you paid fair wages, this would be the dollar amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's absolutely what it is.
That's what I mean.
And everybody would be fucking cool if they gave every black person in America $1 million right now. Everybody would be fucking cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean though. But
the end of the
is it $1
conversation.
million or is it 10 million?
Though there's a number.
You can't put
there's a number. There have been studies and there have been numbers generated, because it's not like racism, right? It's the reparations for slavery, for the economic advantage that this country got from free labor.
Correct.
So if I make
blacks, Asians, Irish, everybody.
It's blacks and black specific.
Oh, of course,
because everybody else has been but they have been taken care of.
In what sense?
They have been retributed. They have been giving their money. Everybody else has gotten reparations. The United States government pays reparations to Jewish Holocaust survivors.
That's a fact.
We didn't have shit to do with that shit.
That's a fact.
That's fucking Germany.
That's a fact.
But we don't pay reparations or any form to people who we systematically continue to downgrade and depress.
Correct.
Because the reason that black neighborhoods have no value is because the bank says, the people who appraise your house says, yo, don't invest in this community.
Redlining. I don't care if you were worth $1 million.
Like,
you can't buy this crib. I got $1 million though. They're like,
It doesn't
nah, fam.
fucking matter.
They
You
don't care.
can't move here
move
because.
here.
So what the problem is, the problem that happened, and I think once people understand what I'm about, if you understand what I'm about to say with everything that I said economically speaking, economic integration was the downfall of the black community. Because before you can go shop with white people, if you wanted to get your clothes tailored, you had to be a gentleman in your community whose job it was, whose skill it was, whose ability it was to tailor your clothes. If you wanted a plumber, there was a gentleman in your community. There was a black man in your community that was the plumber, because you had no choice.
Because you couldn't go to the white guy, and the white guy
And
wouldn't come to your crib.
then once they economically integrate, now I can go, and you've been taught. Now once they economically integrate, and you've been taught that they probably become propagandized that the white man's ice is colder. Whatever your freezer set at 32 your freezer set at negative. Ice freezes at negative. Water freezes at negative 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 degrees Celsius. It don't fucking matter where it's at. It don't matter who froze the
If I'm
bitch.
negative 50 or 32.
But you
it's
have
still
been
frozen water.
convinced if it's white, it's right. If it's black, it's bad.
Whack.
It is the reason you call white and black. I know all of this shit.
Yeah,
I can
know.
talk about all of this
Yeah,
shit.
me too, right? But this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean when I meant that you can't put $1 on pain. Where when it comes to I'm with you. I'm on your side of it. Where I see the argument for reparations, but I'm like, there's no dollar amount, because you don't know, you squalled the potential of a people. So I get it. Let me get mine, because y'all fucked us up. So let me get mine. But in my world this is what I'm saying. Bless you.
Thank you.
How much though is what I'm saying. Where let me finish my statement, right? How much are you gonna give me to the point that I find it's fair? Because what happens if this never happened, and we and blacks and Spanish ended up multi-trillionaires as a people, but now we arguing in 2021 of this is how much we want. I feel like we can almost never make it right. What's right enough?
I have an issue, right? And one thing I think that happens way too often is just because of living circumstances and being East Coast centric and being coast centric, that blacks and Latinos get lumped together.
Yeah.
The lineage is not the same.
It's not.
The history is not the same.
It's not.
And on top of that shit, there's a lot of anti-black in the Latino community.
I can 1,000,000% agree.
Because the difference is, you're culturally speaking, you are descendants of the conquistadors.
From Spain.
Yes. You are so when the people
I take that back. Native American. I'll take that. They're native to certain islands.
But I'm not but like, yes. But your concentration of European DNA, generally speaking, throughout the Latin community is way higher than it is through, generally speaking, in the black community.
Correct.
So you are descendants. You are higher descendants.
But that's by default, though.
But so you have anti-black culture. You have to understand one thing. As a Caribbean,
I agree
as
with
a
you
Caribbean
to a certain
Latino,
extent.
as a Caribbean Latino, you are completely different than other Latinos, culturally speaking. Because I used to think all this shit was the same.
Yeah, no.
Because
not the same as Panama, Guatemala, El Salvador. Completely different.
the South American culture is completely different.
Completely different.
So there's a lot of anti-black culture within those countries themselves. Like, fuck coming to America and subscribing to anti-blackness in order to get ahead.
No, it's anti-black in Puerto Rico. This is the thing that I don't like.
So this is what I'm saying. So if you have that shit, now just because you as an individual may be on my side, right? Just it's no different than somebody, if you're traditionally speaking, if you have an anti-black culture, I cannot be on your fucking side. I can
elaborate.
Stop Asian hate. right? Stop Asian hate. It's a whole bunch of black people capping for these Asians who follow you around the fucking supermarket when you go in there. Who beat your ass.
Break you by.
The video of the Chinese dude feeling entitled enough and feeling okay enough, and there's no retribution because he opened a store in the neighborhood and not a community, right? Beating the shit out of a black lady with a fucking broom.
Is that the one in front of the hotel?
No, that's in front of his Chinese nail shop. There's a extreme anti-black culture.
Of course, bro.
But that's American society.
That's America.
So, but what I'm saying is this.
Don't catch you slipping up.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like anybody should have any harm done to them. I'm not anti anything.
Word.
But what I'm saying is, if you're anti-black, I can't fuck with you.
Of course not.
So culturally speaking, if you're anti-black, don't lump yourselves in with us because you're not fucking us. Because at the end of the day, right? Everybody who's not black American can go to fuck home.
In what extent?
You're an immigrant. Everybody else except black Americans voluntarily came to this motherfucker.
Correct.
Now,
they still
whether
immigrated though.
Mo, they didn't voluntarily.
Blacks just
Nigerians immigrated. Black Americans ain't from nowhere else but fucking here.
No, I get you.
So what
that's
what I'm
Black
saying.
American
That's
part.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
that's all I'm saying.
American
so when you
part.
say black people, you're talking about black Americans.
You're not talking about
because this whole,
you're not talking
this
about
whole
Africans.
This whole diversity shit. Like when my family assimilated into black mainstream society, African American culture, or FBA or ADOS as West Indian immigrants, because
what else was left?
That we were to the right of the decimal point as far as population. All of that shit changed in the 80s. Right? So if you were a West Indian previously to my family came over here in the 1900s. So we've been in this motherfucker.
Yeah. Episode 9.
So you feel me? Like the black Americans, they need to be recognized as their own ethnicity. And they need to stop being lumped in together with black people who don't have the same history. If your grandparents have never experienced this oppression, trauma is passed down through your DNA. It's been scientifically proven.
Yes, I agree.
So you people who don't have the same trauma in your DNA, who have not systematically been set back, you cannot lump yourselves in with these people. My West Indian ass included.
Okay.
My West Indian ass included.
Yeah.
I cannot lump myself in with these people.
Correct.
The same way they can't lump themselves in with me. A nigga from Mississippi is not Jamaican.
Correct.
But a Jamaican is not a dude from Mississippi either.
Your DNA don't show that.
Exactly.
The trauma has not has been passed down.
Exactly. Now, living in an oppressed society, being oppressed by Europeans, being economically exploited, you may have that thing in common.
Correct.
But being systematically kept out of by law, by the government, from exceeding economically. It was against the law to read.
That's what I'm saying.
You couldn't educate yourself. So people have to stop lumping themselves in with black Americans. You have not gone through the shit that these people have gone through. Not even fucking close. And you need to respect that shit. And these people need to be treated with admiration and respect. And they need to be, because they are a unique people.
Yeah.
And they need to claim that shit. They need to stop lumping black immigrants in with black Americans.
The whole
because as an immigrant,
is a different thing.
But
not a different
I'm
thing.
not. I'm not talking about legal. I'm fuck all that shit.
No. But I'm saying this is just a side note. When we talk about immigrants, we automatically go Mexican, right?
No,
Mexicans don't want to come here, fam.
They don't. They done. They've been stopped coming here.
They chilling.
Yeah, man.
I know Mexicans. They chilling. They don't want to come here, fam. This is no longer Disneyland. It used to be.
Yeah.
You can hang on a carrot. You can hang a carrot in front of the horse's face long enough, and to the point where the horse is like, you know what? Fuck that carrot. I'm gonna just eat this grass right here.
But like,
right. So this is what I mean. You act like Europeans ain't immigrating over here illegally. Asians, Indians, anybody other than American is an immigrant. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying.
But I'm not talking about illegal immigration. I don't give a fuck about illegal immigration. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
what I'm
no, I
talking
took a
about
side
is,
note. I took a
but yeah,
side note.
but what I'm talking about is the lack of respect and the lack of understanding of what these people have actually gone through.
I'm with you.
You cannot lump yourself in with these people.
Yeah, I'm
you need
with
to
you.
stop lumping yourself in with these people. And on top of that, when you only lump yourself in with these people when it's fucking convenient.
Correct.
When it's fucking convenient.
Correct. And this is another thing. You know what? You know what else? I'm gonna tell you something else. I forgot where I heard this from. When, you know what? I'm not even gonna say his name. Somebody I know asked me. This was a genuine conversation, like we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
This was no like I know him. He was not digging. It was just I have a lot of conversations with people that are like purely no judgment. Like we are gonna talk this out, and those conversations nobody's hearing. So we explore wild ideas,
As you should.
wild ideas, but nobody's listening. You get what I'm saying? So now I don't even believe what I'm saying. I'm just like bouncing it off. Like,
Oh, I do that all the time.
What if? But and
that
you're
all the
like,
time.
yeah, but what if? But this is. I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying
I do that all
I'm
the
playing
time.
a what if game.
Yeah, I do that shit all the
He
time.
hit me with the. Is there a time where I caught a little bit of feelings? I ain't gonna lie. Even in this what if conversation, even though I know that this was just a
It's-
non-judgmental what
He's
if,
ask-
I
he
caught
want-
feelings
you
though.
could ask if you want to know.
Yeah, but I got mad though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me-
He
let
was
me
like,
hear it.
when is you know how to be like 400 years of slavery, get over it, right? He's like, is there a time where people will get over it? And I lost it right there within a second. Within a second, I lost it. This is where I went. I said, you know when blacks will forget about slavery? When I stop seeing 9/11 never forget stickers on people's windshields. You get what I'm saying? That's when we close down Holocaust museums, because it's in the past. The fuck, why we need a Holocaust museum? Get over it. All right, Hitler did what he did. I don't believe in this. I'm just saying this. How crazy does that sound? That people would be like, all right, Hitler did what he did. He killed some Jews. All right, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, 9/11, cool, some whatever, Twin Towers and attack on America. It's all right, get over it. They don't want to get over that. But the conversation has been, it's been 400 years, get over slavery.
But see,
The people, hold on. They'll get over that when y'all get over that. And they won't. And the same concept is every 9/11, I'll post a picture. I changed my profile picture. Like it or don't like it. I'm probably going to lose subscribers, but I don't care. This is real shit over here. AWOL podcast. All walks of life, no script. I post a picture, right? You like that draw, right?
To this day!
Yo, we out here. I post a picture of a cowboy on a horse, shooting an Indian in his back. It says never forget, right? Never forget 9/11, but never forget what happened to the people that lived here.
so
You feel me? You get what I'm saying, though?
listen.
It's crazy.
I feel what you're saying, but my thing is this, right? I think people focus on slavery, and slavery is not the issue. It's everything that happened after.
Correct.
It's Jim Crow.
Oh,
Because, like I said,
Episode 39.
being
peep
able,
that.
if the people in Mississippi, right? Because 50% of the Black American population lives in the South. 50% of the Black American population, maybe higher at this point, because people are moving back to the South from when they emigrated out of the South, moving
to
back
get
to the
freedom,
South.
and then they come back
Because they realize the shit is fucked up over there, might as well go the fuck back home.
we figure it out over
So this is what I'm saying. So if 50% of the population lives in that region of the country, right? The things that happen to economically exploit those people is what the problem is.
Correct. Yeah.
Because if they said, if it's not about slavery, it's about Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's about white terrorism post-slavery.
Correct.
That's
Jim
what
Crow,
it's about.
80 years.
That's what
Slave
it's about.
patrols turn into police.
That's what it's about. It's not about slavery. We should be paid for our free slave labor, right?
Correct.
But if they had said slave labor, boom, bow. All right, everybody's boom, equal opportunity. We're no longer going to oppress you people. We are no longer going to treat you as subhuman.
Yeah.
We're going to give you your own and let you do it and let you flourish because
Capitalism.
because
Get yours
during
how everybody else get
reparations,
theirs.
not reparations, during Reconstruction,
Correct.
there was more black politicians in the federal government during the 10 to 15 years post-slavery than there is now. When you leave us the fuck alone, we're fine.
Correct.
Just leave them the fuck alone. That's all they always ask you for is to just leave them the fuck alone. Treat them fairly, leave them the fuck alone, and let them do their thing. But nobody leaves them the fuck alone, and then they wonder why they can't do shit. You know why I can't do shit? Because the same fucking house I got is made out of the same fucking material that you made this shit out of. Is worth $50,000, but my white neighbor, not the next neighborhood, my white fucking neighbor who has the same fucking house I have, his shit gets appraised for $100,000 more than my shit. We're being economically depressed. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Fuck slavery, pay reparations, give us our money for slavery. I don't got shit to do with that.
Yeah.
But Jim Crow and segregation and economic terrorism is the fucking problem.
And it continues. And it continues.
It continues to
And
this day.
Back to what this started with was hip hop. This is why I wanted y'all here, because it was the Andre 3000 conversation, which I'm just a curious individual to the point where I was like, I wonder, because I know you, and I'm like, this is deeper than what this post is, because your posts are a little cryptic. I'm not gonna lie, they're
Everybody
cryptic.
says that shit
They
to me,
cryptic as hell. So I was like, I want to know what he means, right? And then I asked him, you answered it. And I had more questions, but I'm not doing this on social because it's too much for text, fam. I'd rather just sit in front of you and be like, "What do you mean?"
I've been told I tend to speak in riddles and parables.
Yeah,
It's
anytime
like
he
code,
posts,
bro.
Yeah.
But I get the code.
That's what
anytime
I'm
he
saying.
posts anything, I just sit there and laugh. I'm like, okay, and it's like I'm like, if his audience has been growing, it's funny because it's like these are the conversations that we've been having for like God knows how long. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, so y'all really getting a dose. Y'all haven't hung out with him for a long time, so y'all don't really. And I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, you think that you about to get off to like, not to him, but like, you think you're gonna get your point off. And like sometimes when somebody posts on, I'm like, all right, cool. Like there's certain people that when they respond to him, I'm like, all right, cool. That's gonna be a decent exchange. All right, cool. But then when I see somebody come with like I'm like, oh, you don't even know what's about to happen to you.
So
you
that's
don't even
why
see it.
That's why I wanted you to. That's why I asked you to be here. And when you told me that you was bringing him, I'm like,
but see, like I don't dignify everything with a response.
Yeah, some things don't deserve.
Facts.
So
It's like, yo, fam, look, this is gonna go around in circles.
I have been told that I can be very condescending.
A little bit.
I can see that.
Very
I can see
condescending.
that. I can see that. On some
yo,
homie shit, I can see that.
I have.
But that's people who can't debate, though.
I have, but like
that's coming from people.
my
who can't
wife,
debate
my wife
you.
told me this shit because like I either talk to you like I can't believe that you don't understand,
I can see that.
or I talk to you like I think you don't understand.
It's one or the other.
Exactly.
How do you not know this?
So
then?
my
You
wife,
don't know
yes,
this?
exactly. So all right, I'm gonna talk to you like I'm talking to a child, like somebody who doesn't have this information.
And it's
So
condescending,
my
'cause
wife
I'm
goes,
like, I'm a
my
grown
wife
man,
goes.
bro.
So either I gotta deal with a condescending tone or an asshole, and I'm like, I don't know any other way, yo.
can't.
Like, I can't.
Yo, that's my problem too, yo.
I
I can't, and I try like, and I'm trying my best, like not to be. I try my best. I try my best not to come off like a asshole, but like sometimes it's just like,
though, bro. It's hard.
it's like,
man.
like I don't know everything, and I'm never gonna have everything figured out. But like,
I think I'm being nice.
but like if I like. Sometimes if you don't understand where I'm coming from and like you like try to downplay, it's funny, like if you're trying to downplay what I'm speaking to because you don't have enough information on what we're
Don't
speaking
try to belittle me
Yeah.
to make yourself feel better.
I'm looking
That's
at you
not
crazy a little bit. Like,
Yeah, that's when
okay.
I check out. That's when I'll check out quick. Look, I have a debate with anybody for 17 hours. I'll talk until my face is blue. Because one way or another, we're going to figure this out. And if we don't figure this out, at least we're going to know who each other is at the end of the day. And then at the end of the day, we're either going to want to go in the back and throw hands, or we're going to be like,
but you can,
disagree.
yes, that's what it is. You can agree to disagree and be respectful about it. It's when you start, but the thing you have to remember, right, is when you're debating somebody, or when you're challenging somebody's opinion. The minute it gets personal, is when they've lost.
Yeah.
Different.
Yo, it's the best.
So don't
you
if,
I cool story him to death, bro. I cool story him to death. You know.
Then you don't like once they start making personal attacks on you, like on your character or something. It's no longer about the point.
Nope.
Then
I feel like they lost.
You give them a thumbs up. You like the comment, and you fucking
Cool
move
story.
on, nigga.
Cool story.
That's it.
I cool story dudes to death.
But the circle back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I cool story people to death. That's it.
That's a cool story, bro.
Cool story.
I'm
The
very
circle,
proud of you. Shout out to my homie Manny and
The circle back
I'm
to
proud of you.
The circle back to your Dre point. Like I told you before. The quote was, I posted, "Hey y'all," and I said, This is when I heard this, I was mad because I realized my favorite rapper didn't have to rap no more. This shit was out of here, and it became the hit, like, right. But I knew as following his artistic progression, I knew that's the direction he was going in.
Yeah.
So for him to hit that point artistically, and then for that to be his most commercially successful point as well, like that is very rare. That's Halley's Comet type of timing.
Yeah.
For somebody's artistic direction. The more artistically you deviate from the norm, the more commercially successful you've become.
That's crazy, right?
And then to deviate all the way what kind of song do you even call that?
I don't even know.
Because it's not rap. It's not R&B.
It's not rock.
Dre 3000 the Alien.
It's
But
not
you see
rock.
what I'm saying?
It's not
He's an
rock and
alien.
roll. It's not.
But
it's not.
it feels
folk.
it feels
nothing.
familiar, right? So it's not different to the point where it's disturbing.
No.
It's different in a nostalgic kind of fashion because it feels familiar to your spirit because it sounds like stuff you've heard your whole life from back in the day.
Correct.
But it's not necessarily an R&B song.
It's not. And
right?
that's the thing that
But
goes
then,
to that.
But then he still has the artistic. The thing you love about Dre is if you love Dre as an MC is it's really about what he says.
Yes.
And how he says it too. So when instead of saying like when people reference heroin and calling it like you got a drug problem, saying you have a monkey on your back, he would say gorilla. It's just that little shit.
It's little things.
It's a little shit that makes you a fan of him.
Yeah.
So him being able to retain that in Hey Y'all.
Yes.
And
he
if for it
still
to be
retained it.
because the genius of if nothing lasts forever, then what makes love the exception? But the delivery of it. So the genius of the bar and yet the catchy melodic delivery of it. I was like, this nigga never has to rap again.
Yeah.
Because he can still intelligently say what he's trying to say.
In a different form.
And he doesn't have to
Now I
rap.
get it.
It's like roses.
Now I get what you mean.
It's like
Yes.
roses
Now I
really
get
smell
what you're
like
saying.
roses really smell like boo boo boo. Like
Yeah.
come on.
Like he's still able to get his point across as a lyricist, as a person who has who has something to say.
But I could say it in 37 different ways.
So when he
but
says-
the message is the same.
Yeah.
That's how nice I am.
Yeah. And it would be different if he didn't have poignant lyrics.
Correct. Or a foundation
Or
of
even
respect.
even something cool like Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. That's catchy,
Shake It Like a
but it's
Polaroid
still
Picture
a different thought process.
It's a hard ass bar.
It's not generic. Let me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that's some poor person community shit where your family's out of sugar and you need sugar for your recipe and you go to your neighbor's house.
My God.
This shit is still profound.
And sugar is that kiss. You know what I'm saying? I need you to give
Exactly.
me that kiss.
It's
I
a
need you to give me
double
that kiss.
entendre.
That's what I mean. He's
This-
so alien.
So for him to be able to do that in the melodic context of that song,
when he's known
and
as an
then-
MC.
yeah, but if that song had
Still
flopped,
MCing. They'd have gunned him.
if that song had flopped,
Mm-hmm.
if that song had not been as successful as it was, then he would have had to revert back to the thing that was successful.
But you know what's funny, though?
But to
From
him,
that-
to him, to hit that artistic zenith, my bad. To hit that artistic zenith and to hit that commercial zenith is very rare. It's Haley's Comet rare.
And that's why I said on that post, I was like, yo, I was like, yeah, he hasn't rapped ever since because, like, why? Why? Well, hold on, correction. He has rapped. Here's the
His
other part.
features are unbelievable
Everything
since that point.
He's done I Do. He's done
Bro,
Walk It
countless.
Out. He's done
T.I. Sorry, he did
Yeah,
16
like-
bars with Rick Ross, or 16, where he's like 16. One of my favorite verses ever was on 16 Ain't Enough.
and every time that he
Unbelievable.
stepped out,
He's an alien.
and every time he
He's an
stepped
alien,
out,
bro.
it's been like,
That's what I mean. When I hear a Dre verse, I'm like, bro, y'all wasn't ready then. Y'all ain't ready now. And if it came back, you still won't be ready. Majority of people don't understand the genius. And this is beyond hip hop. And this is beyond rap. And this is beyond bars. We're talking about mentally, this human is doing something with words that Einstein did with numbers and science and math. You get what I'm saying? It's just ideas, but he gets to place them in a way that sounds like algebra. If algebra had a sound, if geometry and engineering had a sound with words, that's Dre. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different level. He's the Elon Musk of rappers.
I think it's his thought process.
Yeah. And
It's-
he's not the
it's-
only one.
No, he's not.
He's
Like
not.
I think there's a
I don't want
level
people to think that
of
he's the only one.
there's a level of rap
Ooh,
that
I'm
you
about to say
get
one
to.
right now, too.
There's a level of rap that you get to, right? That everybody's just the top. Like you're nitpicking and you picking what you prefer at that point in
course.
time from a technical aspect.
as you should.
But yeah, man.
I feel like, and you know who else? And an unreleased episode that might get released one of these days. Bro, as a hip-hop head, bro, like a pure hip-hop head, I posted a story, and I was bumping the Pharoah Monch song.
Which one?
Oh, the
Doesn't
new one off his
matter.
13 album.
Okay.
Right? And I bumped it, and I made a story. Some motherfucker shared it. And I'm like, people are like,
Pharaoh shared it. Yeah, that's dope.
to his story, and I DM'd him.
That's dope.
I had to hit him up.
Cool.
Like, look, fam. And Sean P was in here. He obviously fucked with Sean P. And I'm like, look, I don't want nothing from you. I don't need nothing from you. I ain't ask you to share my shit. I don't need you to fuck about this podcast. The fact that you acknowledge the flowers I gave you as a real hip hop head,
that's good
I
enough
appreciate
sometimes.
that, fam.
Yeah, it's dope enough.
Because I thought you were an alien before.
You ain't have
Because
to pay
Pharoah
attention
Monch
to
is
me.
an alien.
Bro.
Is an alien. He's another
Yeah.
alien that, if anybody doesn't get he does get the respect that he deserves, but he's not on a certain level that I feel like people are not gonna understand what Pharoah Monch is until
Yeah.
Pharoah Monch is no longer, and it's a sad thing to say, and I don't want that to happen.
But it is what it is.
And
I
I
feel
DM'd
what
him,
you
hit me
mean.
back like, nah, you good. And then I wrote him back like, yo, I sounded crazy, right? When I said I ain't want nothing from you. Like, I don't, like, that sounds wild, right? And he was like, hit me back with the prayer hands like, nah, it's all good, fam, you good. And I'm like, nah, I deaded it. And that was it. Like, I ain't hit him with the, yo, what's up? Can we do a podcast? No. You're a human.
Yeah.
I drive trucks, you MC. It just so happens that I know you and you don't know me. I'm gonna write that down. Goddamn.
That shit was.
I know
that
you.
shit-
You know
that shit was
me.
a
Nah, he
dope
said
bar, right?
you
I
said
podcast
I'm a
you
truck
MC.
driver, you an MC. I know
He said,
you,
I'm
but
a
you
truck
don't
driver.
know me.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. You an MC. I know you.
but
Just
you
I
don't
know
know
you.
me. Right? All right, let's get into this shit. Let's close this out. JR, what you got popping, bro?
Yo,
what
man.
you working on, man? Talk to me.
I just dropped the project. It's called the 20 Trials version 3.65. Yeah.
Shout out 365, such
yeah,
a classical number.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very good number. I like that.
We're back.
I hope so.
Yeah, we
365.
They make a
is
documentary
back.
on Amboy Hip Hop. If 365 ain't in there, we gonna have a
Yo, I
problem.
promise you, yo, they'll
won't
find a
be
way.
in it.
They'll find a way to not put us in.
We won't be. In
I
it.
won't let that
We
happen.
won't be in it. We won't be in
I
it.
won't let that happen, bro.
It'll happen.
don't-
They better not interview
It'll
me then.
happen.
They don't.
No, they can't. They won't interview me then because guess
They-
what? 2 of my mixtapes I recorded in his fucking basement studio, and I hit him with the Dead Prez Monsex instrumental, and he looked at me as soon as I gave him the intro. He knew it. He looked up from behind the boards and said, "Yo, where you going with this?" And I was like, I knew that in his head he's like, oh no, this is gonna be some corny shit.
Yep.
Right? I knew it. I could just tell
I
by
got
his
respect
mannerism.
for him. This is my man.
And he was
like,
like, yo, where you going with this? I'm like, yo, just let me know when we recording.
Yo, you
He
know how
hit
many
it, and I dropped the verse. He was like, alright.
you know how many
I didn't
times
think you
we've
were
had to
gonna
do
do
that?
that. Alright.
You don't know.
They
You don't
not,
know,
They
man.
not going to talk about it, right?
Nah.
And the reason they're not going to talk about us is very specific, because most of these niggas is jealous of Bobby Krills. That's it.
Oh,
Edit.
To this day.
Edit.
That's it. That's
To this
it.
day.
That's it. Most of these niggas
think?
is jealous of Bobby Krills.
Oh,
And
man.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And it's because local. No. It's nothing to do with skill. It's nothing to do with talent. It has to do with fan base, right? Krills has a very loyal in-town fan base.
definitely does. Shout out to Grills.
So there's other people who don't have a loyal fan base,
But they feel like they
who
put in
see
more
people
work. They
who
feel.
But no. It's not. Fuck how you. But it's not. It's not. It's when other people in the town post your shit without you prompting them.
Correct.
That elicits some type of feeling from
Correct.
niggas who shit you don't post.
But you post. That's the same thing. That's you guys. You said the same thing he just said though.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, you said the same thing.
Like he has a strong in-town fan base, so that elicits a lot of jealousy. I'm not saying everybody is.
No. Just
Nah,
certain
you
But
know,
I'm
you
just saying the shit we've actually done in this motherfucker. We started everything. Who the fuck did you know was recording? One person. I will hold on. I will pay respect to Joey Dynamite.
Yeah. He's
Because Joey Dynamite, when we was kids, this 365 Horseman crew shit, Horseman rap nigga shit started. We was a singing group.
I think you told
We
me
was
this
background.
episode
This
9,
shit started
bro.
in Joey's. So Joey was the first person I saw that had some type of contraption situation to record at home.
Mm-hmm.
But who the fuck else was recording themselves
Who's the RZA? Like I told
in their
you.
basement? Who the fuck was opening they shit to other people? Who the fuck was handing out CDs when niggas was in high school in the late 90s, in the early 2000s? We did all of that shit. Who the fuck got the studio on top of the bank?
You know what though? As a hip hop head as I am, there's some people that I do gotta give flowers to, and I respect what you're saying. I feel like there were other MCs.
I ain't talking about
No,
MC.
no.
I'm talking about
Movements.
business.
Yeah. All right, business and
I'm
movements.
talking about business.
Right. But
We did business in this
Word.
motherfucker.
Yeah, you're
These
right.
niggas was rappers. We was businessmen.
correct.
We had the one-stop shop. You could come record your project, get that bitch printed up, get the
On the
bitch
business
mixed,
level.
get the
I
motherfucking
respect that on the
graphics
business
done,
level.
get all of that shit. We was doing business while niggas was worried about rapping. We was doing business. And now niggas is doing business and they acting like they invented the motherfucking wheel or like they fucking found fire. Fuck that shit.
To this day.
Fuck
You know what I'm
that shit.
saying?
Cause niggas don't, cause that's what cause it's
Damn, we
it's
struck a
Krills.
nerve,
It's
boy.
because of Bobby motherfucking Krills. But am I
struck a
wrong?
nerve, boy.
If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging. If I'm bugging, tell me I'm bugging.
I got a
but
new
the
project
problem
out.
is, yes, J.I. shit. And that's what it is. This nigga right here, right? Yo,
Shout out to
we have
shout out to
the
Il
problem,
Soul.
the
Shout out to
shit with
NFO and
yeah.
Metaphor.
It's
absolutely.
no
No,
disrespect
that's
to
the
anybody.
fam. That's the fam,
I'm
yo.
not saying we was the best rappers,
Yeah.
even though I feel like we were.
Because you're supposed to. Because
You're
you know,
supposed
you're
to
right.
have to.
If you as an MC don't feel like you the best MC,
stop
you need to
doing it.
fucking
Then
stop
stop
rap
doing
and
it.
just call
Stop
yourself a
doing it.
rapper and be like,
Yeah.
I make songs.
You're not an MC, you're a rapper. There's a difference.
So we was doing business.
yeah.
Niggas was trying
You
to get
were. I'll say
niggas was
that.
trying to
On
get
a
record label
business level,
deals.
yeah.
Niggas was doing
Yeah.
crews. Like we was doing business. We was an independent record label when there was no motherfucking internet.
Well, I mean, hold on. there was an internet, but
It wasn't like it was now.
It was. It's like what we were saying before, though. It was like as far as like like we were trying to build the plane while trying to fly the plane.
Yes.
So that's what, and we said that was off mic, but like it was like we were trying to build a plane while trying to fly the plane. While trying to learn how to fly the plane at the same time. So there's definitely like
aviation at the same time.
We're the blueprint. We're the blueprint of like what to do. We're also the blueprint of what not to do.
I'm not gonna say that people did that. The shit we started, that people didn't do it better than us. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. Because there's absolutely niggas who took shit that we did to a different level.
Correct.
Where we may have stalled out at a certain point and people have surpassed us. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, shout out to
but
my
when
homie
I'm
K,
saying,
Big
when I'm
Bang
talking about
Studios.
coming to doing business, there was nobody doing business in this motherfucker.
At the time, correct.
Everybody was rapping.
Correct.
Everybody was trying to get a deal. Niggas wasn't doing business. We was doing independent business shit. When we had our own fucking open mic in Union, we had a club at an open mic. We was doing business. Niggas wasn't doing business.
But
we
you
were
feel like
selling our
that'll not put you in?
I feel like it would not put us in because niggas is jealous of Bobby Krills.
All right, but I'm saying
It has nothing. But
right.
the fact that they're jealous of Bobby Krills, they would not recognize everything that went into everything
And
that
the
went
movement.
around that
right,
shit.
but you got. I get that, right? But from outsider first, because I wasn't part of the 365 movement. I had my own thing popping. But
he was there though.
But I was an insider to a certain level because I knew y'all before music was.
Yes.
I knew y'all when we just loved hip hop. Yeah. And then I just found out that y'all did some things that I did the same kind of things, right? And I was like, oh shit, I know J.I., I know Shakes. It's look, this is what they doing now. So as an outsider from your business moves, but as an insider, as homies, as a community, as people that I'm like, yo, what's good, fam? You good? I don't give a fuck about this rap. How's life?
Yes.
What's up? You need something?
Yes.
Holla at me.
Yes.
Yo, I need something. What's good? I need on that level, whoever, if this was ever made and you were left out of it, I would not trust the rest of that document.
I appreciate
You
that
get what
shit.
I'm saying?
Thank you.
Listen,
appreciate
you got to
that
hold your biases. If you're a
I
true
appreciate
journalist,
that
you
shit.
got to hold that. Whether you like them or not, you might want to paint them in a bad light, but put them in there.
Yo, and on some
You
real
feel me?
shit, and on
Don't
some
delete 'em. Can't
some,
delete 'em.
on some real shit, I'ma say this shit.
Oh,
and
he's about to go. I
I'm
don't know
a-
what he's
no,
gonna say.
I'm-
I don't know what he's gonna say, but
I'm gonna say this shit, right?
I gotta get a drink because
Hold on, we gonna close this out. We gonna close this out with your project after this idea.
there
Hold
may
on.
have been people who've done something specifically further than we have as far as like town business goes.
Correct.
But the only person that I have seen, and I don't think, and I won't call it as far inside the music industry, and that covers all facets of the music industry, not just being a rapper, but all facets of the music industry. The only person that is in the neighborhood of how far we have actually taken it, how far one of our branches has actually taken this shit is Milkbone. And even he can't compare to Grammy nominated. To niggas in the studio with Earth, Wind, and Fire and Ron motherfucking Isley. We still have gone further than anybody else has gone. Just on alone, my engineer nigga is not a local engineer. Shout out Zoe the engineer. He started with this 365. When he comes to Amboy, everybody's on his dick. And it's as they should be. I love that nigga. I'm so proud of this nigga.
Yeah.
Like, that's my brother.
Yeah.
And I never hate on my brother's success. And I'm so proud of this nigga. So I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna pump this nigga up.
Yeah.
'Cause that's my brother.
In the stable, you know what I mean?
Exact. Boom. The stable. Horseman Crew, nigga. That's what it is.
Off the top, dog. I'm nice, bro.
But that
Yo,
that
holla at me.
no that
I
nigga
do
that's
marketing on the side.
That's the name of the studio you recorded your album. My mom's basement was
That's
the
what it
fucking
was
stable, nigga. Am I wrong? Am I right?
No,
My mom's
I
basement
didn't
was the
even know
stable.
that.
That's why
Yo.
the
I didn't even know
the
what those
mixtapes we
mixtapes
were
are,
selling
bro.
and the mixtapes
Straight
niggas
from
was
the
selling in
stable.
high school was straight from the stable.
That's why the podcast
when we really
sad.
came together as 365 Entertainment, the first project we dropped was Straight from the Stable Volume 2. When it was back then when you was just rapping over niggas beats and it was about being rapper, but we still doing business. But shout out to Zoe the engineer. Because that's still 365.
At the end of the day, correct.
Because it's not like we fell out and it's not like he just doing his own thing. When he comes out here, nigga,
I was
we with
with
him.
him the other day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we be chilling.
you can say what you want, and I appreciate that shit. But I feel like we don't get the respect that we deserve because on some MC shit, Krills has a different fan base than most local MCs in Amboy. And that's just in Amboy. I'm not talking about in anywhere outside.
Yeah.
Like in the grand scheme of things, there are people with bigger fan bases than Bobby Krills outside of local shit.
Correct.
Possibly. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like
the young boys though, the young boys that are going right now though, like yo, there's a lot of dope shit on the Amboy scene. Like I'm watching what a lot of listen, I'm watching what the young boys is doing and I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
I
That's
do.
what I'm saying. And it goes back. I'm going to say this one thing and we get to your project and we close it out because we about 3 hours in right now. Right? To what you're saying, this isn't, I have biases, obviously, right?
Of course.
But I'm not going to say names, but there's some MCs that I know. I know them. And catch feelings if you want. I'll say this. I don't like local rappers. If I lived in Chicago, I wouldn't like local rappers. If I lived there, I wouldn't like local rappers. I don't like local rappers because you know why? I know you. I know what you do. Your lyrics don't fit your life, fam. If you going to play the story, I dig it, but I know you. And it don't make sense to me. But this is my thing. Once again, I'm not hanging your art in my house. I'm not going to publicly shame you. And I'm not going to take anything from you. That's why I said I'm not saying names. Because who the fuck am I? I've been writing since 97. I breakdanced in 96. I've been writing in 97. I did 2 mixtapes in his shit. I had a studio on top of Wells Fargo after 365.
During the same time.
During the same time, but y'all been there
we
already.
opened first.
But we
opened
knew what
first,
we knew what it was.
Y'all
We knew what
niggas
it
shit
was.
I'm not gonna front. Y'all niggas studio was better than ours.
Yeah, but
Because we was running some wild we was doing business out the studio.
yeah,
Like we was doing CD duplication. That shit was the office.
it was wild when I went up there.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
guess what? I had nothing to do with what y'all were doing up there is what
Yes.
in the room that we was in, other people were doing what y'all was doing. And I'm out here in the corner like looking at y'all and looking at the dudes in my own room like, I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. I don't fall into any of this. I was the pale horse. Where I'm like, oh, they ain't ready. Not that they ain't ready, because that sounds like I'm downplaying people. But I don't think that the shit that I'm doing is fit for this building. It might even be fit for this town. That's why I don't drop nothing. And when I had Flame on here, episode 35 and 36, we had an off-air conversation. He's like, but just drop your shit. I'm like,
Facts.
yeah, I know, bro,
Yo,
but it's
see,
a little extra.
You gotta understand, right? This fuck the local shit, bro. We are in an era right now where you press a button and that shit goes around the world.
Right, but no, but
But
this is what
listen. Because you, the type of music you make, the type of shit you into, you can have a successful life doing 3-month tours in Europe.
off of my passion.
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't have to
3-month
fold it, no.
3-month tours, different states in Europe. And they will pay, the promoters will pay you to go out there. They will pay all your shit. You got to look at it, right? If you can make the same amount of money rapping as you could driving your truck, why the fuck ain't you rapping?
I don't know.
Just because in order to, you can make a living off of music
Yeah, definitely potential.
at right now. The way the game is set up, it is on you to find your fan base.
Correct.
But it's never been easier for you to find your fan base.
As it was before. There's
So
no
when
longer that many
we
gatekeepers.
when we were selling CDs, if I wanted to sell a CD to a nigga in California, I had to go to California.
Yeah.
Right now, if I want somebody in California to hear my music, they can stumble upon my shit.
By happenstance.
I can. They have access to my shit. If I want to get some, like, your hip hop shit is the underground rap type of shit that you like, that you enjoy, is big in Europe.
Huge.
So there's no.
Sean Price was selling goddamn Sebastian Maniscalco comedian Dave Chappelle to
So
us.
you can make your music, and
Find your
the
niche,
audience,
find your shit.
the audience that you have available to you is not in America. We
Might
live in
not
a
be,
global economy.
Correct.
Fuck Perth Amboy, fuck New Jersey, fuck New York, fuck the USA. If my fan base is in Nicaragua, nigga, guess what?
We're going
I'm
to
fucking going to
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Bro.
If my fan base is in fucking Hamburg, Germany, guess what, dog? We going to Hamburg, Germany.
And we rocking out. We
So
doing
let's
stadiums.
go. If these motherfuckers is gonna pay me the equivalent of my job that I work, however many days a week, however many days a year, right? If I'm gonna make that same amount of money rapping or making my music that I would work in my 9 to 5, why the fuck am I working my 9 to 5?
Make no sense.
You don't have to be rich and fucking famous. You just have to be able to support your life.
Correct.
If you can support your life off of 3 months of touring, 3 months
Which
of
gives
work,
you 9 months to
Cook up.
hone your craft.
but not even hone your craft. You can do business.
Yeah,
you can take
you
this,
could just-
but
you're free,
you
you're
can
free.
generate. You
You're
can
free.
generate income off of your passion. The problem is people think you can be a successful musician outside of the music business as a rapper nowadays.
Correct.
Rapping is the easiest form of music to become a musician, to be a professional musician outside of the music business. Because that's just the dominant genre of music. If you're a nigga who plays the bass and you want to be the world's greatest bass player
Yes.
and you want to make a living off of bass players, you got to find studios to play bass in or some things of that nature.
Who
right?
already don't have an in-house bass player.
Exactly. Like, even if you want to be a singer, you got to find that shit. Like, hip hop rap is the number one genre. So
correct.
that's why I think we were ahead of the game at the time we came out, as far as distribution wise, and the ideas that we had as far as 365 ENT, 365 Entertainment, whatever you want, you know what I mean? And his project, him coming back on the producer shit, right?
Yeah. What you got?
Is the
What's it called
the
again? Say the name
reclamation.
again.
20 Trials, version 365. It's on all your available DSPs. It's on your Spotify, your Apple Music, your Amazon, your Tidal.
And this is an instrumental.
It's an instrumental project. It's also on BeatStars, so if any artists, want to get on them, they can just go. There's a free download option. There's also, options to buy, and then there's a bunch of licenses. And
I'm gonna
everything's
put all
there.
that info in the
Yo,
description and the
like,
links.
He's
You gotta
hum-
let me know before you skedaddle.
Definitely.
Give me the shit so I can put
He's
it in
humble.
the description.
He's humble.
He's not.
I'm not. Right?
To this day.
This nigga is dope as fuck. Like, when we were in the midst of the 365 shit, the statements were all, because the core of the 365 is J.I. a.k.a. Izzo the Great, myself, Shakes, a.k.a. Shake 'em Off, my brother Myth, right, and Bobby Krills. That's the core, and everything else branched off from that shit.
Correct.
The thing about it is, him and Krills were supposed to be the commercially successful people, not because of they leaned a certain way. They made songs.
Fully composed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because
there's
he's
a difference.
like, I
There's
make
a
I make
difference.
beats. I make beats. This nigga produces.
You got bars too, though.
Oh, but so him and Krills is the songwriters.
Okay.
They can make whatever songs they want to make, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody out here can rap better than me and my brother. And we'll chew your fucking heads off.
Like that.
So we was the underground MC niggas that this nigga could do a freestyle over the John Legend Greenlight song, and it could be melodic, and it could be fan-fucking-tastic. And any underground nigga who had a problem with that shit, you switch to the next song, and we chewing your motherfucking heads off.
Word.
And then on top of that, I'm making player shit.
That's definitely your side
So,
of things.
I'm chewing your fucking brain out. I'm melting your face on this mic. Why this nigga makes the best song you ever heard in your life.
Yeah, but yeah, mad humble.
But yes.
But you
drink my
gotta
beer.
respect that though,
But
because
drink my beer.
he's
I'ma drink my beer.
because like for me, it's like yo, this nigga's dope as fuck. He's way better. I think I make good beats. This nigga makes compositions. It's fucking different because he has a musical background. So he makes beats that you can listen to by itself, or you can listen to a nigga make a song on it.
We
He has
definitely
he touched different like you gotta
definitely
check
gon-
this shit out.
Yeah, we gonna put
this
that
shit
in
is
there.
dope.
Yep.
We on some different shit. It's back. You know what I'm saying? 365 Entertainment is back.
I'm happy.
We doing what we doing.
I'm excited.
We back on the production level. We understand how to we understand our niche and how to make money and how to live our lives in this music business. And that's
Word.
what his project is. His project is the coming back out.
The maturation of everything, and now on another
Yeah,
level.
because I mean, like, yo, at this point in time, this nigga ain't trying to go on tour as a motherfucking rapper, because that's
I
where
don't
you
rap.
make your money.
I don't rap.
I'm not trying to go on tour as a fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? And once them shits is off, what else do we do? I do engineering. I have other skill sets that we present. He has other skill sets that we present. We've transcended from a record label who releases music to more of an entertainment company who encompasses everything.
Which makes sense.
So like my fucking
And Krill's is still on with it.
Crows has his own shit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Crows Crows is still family.
Yeah, that's
Crows
what
is still
he's
family.
I'm
But
getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go see him. In
Crows is
about
still
like an hour.
family,
Word.
but Crows has his own entertainment.
As he should.
Like at this
You know what I mean?
at
As
this
long as
point
y'all still
at this
family
point in
with-
time,
regardless of
Yo,
it.
listen, I'm going to see that dude in an hour, and we got some.
Word.
Don't
Yes.
worry.
Tell him I said what's up.
Yo, listen,
Yes.
just.
Yes.
I don't want to get too. I want to get too deep into it, but just.
Yeah, just tell him I said what's up.
Yeah.
New Krills, new Krills coming soon.
Okay.
You might know the producer too. I'm just gonna
So
leave it at that.
you feel me? Me and Jay, I start making beats and putting them up on YouTube, and niggas was like, we start getting DMs like, yo, what y'all doing, yo?
Yeah.
Ah,
What
boy.
What y'all doing?
Outreach, fam.
What are y'all doing? Y'all got the band back together? And it's like, nah, nigga. It's like we figured it out. Like the distribution channels and the ability to find an audience for your music is what we've always been trying to do. Right? So if I'm going to do this anyway, right? Regardless if I'm getting paid or not. If this is just something that I do, like him getting back into music, you could tell that story of what got you back into this shit.
COVID. Story done.
Bro, I wrote a verse yesterday. Fire. In my head. Fire, right? At the end of the verse, I was like, why though? But
'Cause
I
you
can't
love
help
it.
it, fam. Like
Nah,
I'll
listen,
live
that's
life
what
and
I'm
rhyme.
telling you.
Listen,
This what I mean. Like,
Do the shit, bro. Just
I love-
fucking, you have the means
listen,
to do it. Go
check
ahead,
this out.
Jay.
I started
Bonkers,
making
right?
music. I started making
so
music
fucking
at the
busy,
same
man.
time with the
It's an
whole
excuse.
situation I was telling you about with like my father, like with the wrestling stuff. Like and my mom, back in the day used to have like, she was in groups. She actually almost got a deal when I was young.
that was me.
She actually almost had a deal when I was younger. You know what I mean? When I was really, really young. So like I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church, like singing. I grew up, playing instruments. I remember, no lie, shout out to Mr. Broadbeck. My 5th grade year, I wanted to be in the band, but like I accidentally forgot to tell my mom when the time to have the money in for the book was, and Mr. Broadbeck wouldn't let me in. So I was pissed off. So my 5th grade year, when everybody else started in the band, like with the drumming, because I'm a drummer.
That's right.
So like,
You did that too,
Yeah.
fam. Jesus Christ.
so like when everybody started out with the drumming, like when the drum class in the first year of band with Mr. Broadback back then, who was like one of the flies. Yo, when you think of Blue Eye Soul, I don't know, you know what I mean? They talk about Blue Eye Soul,
It's
like yo,
some Justin Timberlake shit. They can hate all they want.
yeah,
Daryl
Mr.
Hall,
Yeah, Darryl Hall, like Mr. Broadback could have probably been like the third member.
Michael
of the group.
McDonald.
Yeah, he one of them. Like he's in that vein. So like my fifth grade year, I missed, and then I wanted to get in. He was like, "Nah, you can't." So then I was pissed off because I'm like, "Wow," because if you didn't join band in fifth grade, you couldn't get in sixth grade. Like you had to start in fifth grade.
Yeah.
So I was pissed off, right? But then my brother Dre, like he was like crazy piano player though. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, he was, like, dope, and he didn't join band in fifth grade because he was already practicing piano. He was already dope.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Nice, dog.
Yeah, like, he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, mind you, like, we're coming from the church.
It's
He's
church,
been
yeah.
practicing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Church is the school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the church was the school.
Church was the school.
And by the
Best
time he got
people
to
come
sixth
from
grade, by the time we were in sixth grade, like, he was already, like, he was on a different level when it comes to playing. Like,
Yeah.
he's, like a dope.
extremely talented. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, honestly, I don't even want to get into how
Yeah,
much
it's
talent.
listening,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
but
ridiculous.
so
It's off the charts.
So my mother went to Mr. Broadbeck and she goes to him like, "Okay, if you want my nephew, you got to take my son."
Shout out to mom, dude.
So and Mr.
Hustling
Broadbeck and Mr. Broadbeck and
leveraging her power.
right
Respect.
and it was for stage band.
For
It was for stage band. So what happened was, like, he said, "Okay, cool." So what I was I don't know if you guys know, like, one of the best drummers in like the world is from Perth Amboy. Matter of fact, R&J Studios. You know
Yup.
Rick.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
Rick. His brother Juan.
I don't know them personally, but I know the studio.
But Rick's brother Juan. Shout out to
Yeah.
Rick. Shout out Rick. Rick's that dude.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out
and
to Rick.
He's one of the best engineers. Like he's one of the best engineers. Like
Word.
and he's
Everybody
that
go
dude.
ahead.
He's
Shout,
one of,
shout out to Rick for doing business.
yes, Rick does business.
Rick doing business.
Rick does business.
for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for doing business.
His brother is one of the greatest drummers in like the last like 15, 20 years. But what I did was Mr. Broadbeck said, since, you know, my mom's like, "Yo, you teach my son," and I didn't know anything. So he went to Juan, who, you know, at that point he was still in like middle school, and Juan was like, "Yo, listen, check this out. If you go from St. Michael's, which is now the AUL building, the school, that other high school, the Amboy Urban League or whatever, that charter school is St. Michael's. It's right across the street from Shell School.
One on Amboy Ave, right by the old fire station.
Yeah.
I
Acad-
bet.
It used to be a
Academy
church,
of
now it's a
Urban
school.
Leadership is the
All
name
right,
of
It's
it.
a
Word,
charter
word,
school.
word,
It's a
yup.
charter school, right?
Right, but yeah, it's a charter school.
school, yeah.
So what he did was he was like, "Yo, listen, he was like, yo, listen, I'll help you carry these drums across. So every day after practice, if you carry these drums over to Shell School, you'll have an hour after we finish our whole practice, because we practice for like an hour and a half. You'll have an hour, and I'll teach you how to play the drums." Mind you, like I said, I didn't know how to read and none of that stuff. So I was like, "All right, bet." So I
How to
did that.
read music.
Yeah, I didn't know how to
that
read
sheet
music.
music is hard.
Yeah, no, it's easy now
It's
for me.
easy,
But now,
but I'm
easy.
saying, like,
But like I had to, but I was like, okay, cool. So I carried the bass drum, the cymbals. I used to make double trips every day. As soon as they were done with practice, I would go grab them, walk them across, and then in the morning, the next day, I'd walk it back over. And I did that for an
I
entire
said
year.
carrying crates, LL Cool J
Yeah.
carrying crates before he was even getting
Word
this
up. So then, you know, like, yo, so shout out to Juan. Like, and yo, matter of fact, like, he's got a YouTube channel. Like, yo, his shit is popping. Like, you know, straight up, like, he's like at like 15K type.
Word.
Like when he drops a video, he gets 1,000 views. Like,
Word.
like in the first like hour.
Hell
Making-
yeah.
Making
Yeah.
some money.
And like, so I
Shout
did.
out.
So I did that.
Word.
I did that. So like the next year I come back. And Mr. Broadbeck, this is when we moved into the new building. This is when we moved back to McGinnis School, and everybody was all, you know, the
Gotcha.
7th and 8th,
Yeah.
right?
Yup.
So
You
I'm
did the split shit.
the split shit. That was the last year of the split stuff. So I'm like, I walk back into the class. I walk into the class, and somehow I'm like the only kid who signed up in class. Now, mind you, over this summer, my parents, I did chores at my parents' house, like weekly chores, and I had a job taking care of chores for a lady. Shout out to Miss Mary Alice, rest in peace. She used to have a what do you call it? I used to take her garbage out. She used to give me money for that, and then my grandmother too, rest in peace, grandma. Like I used to go up to her house on the weekends, and I used to sit there and go and clean her house, and I would clean her house, and I would make money from it. So I took all that money, and I was doing this all while I was doing this stuff with Juan.
Yeah.
So I take that money. Once I got all that money together, I went to my parents and I bought a drum set. So by the time I come back to 7th grade, right? So I come back to 7th grade, Mr. Broadbeck's like, yeah, let me hear you, let me hear you play, because it's just me and him because no one else is in the class. It's the first day of 7th grade. I walk in, I sit down. Mind you, I done had a drum set for the last 2.5, 3 months. I just been sitting in my house just playing the drums like 5 hours a day, every day. And I went off. And he was just like, I remember it. And he was like, I went off. He stopped. He looked up. And then he had a soprano saxophone. That he never really pulled it out. But I'm rocking, when he pulled out that soprano saxophone, he pulled it over. You know what I'm saying? He pulled it out. And I made him just jamming. And then it's been on popping ever since.
Damn.
Yeah.
And here we are, 2021, 365.
I gotta go, fellas, though.
Yeah,
I gotta
no,
go. Yo.
we out of here. Yo,
man, you could kick it if you gotta go. I ain't got shit to do.
word. We gonna discuss some stuff off air. Some moves here.
Definitely. Sounds like a plan.
Yo, thank you for being here. Yeah, I appreciate you. Shakes, once again, thank you for being here.
Anytime, man.
You already know. Everybody go figure out all they shit. I have his new project. I'll put it in the description if he allows it, if he wants it to.
Of course.
You already know.
Yeah.
The homie right here, episode 9, not episode 40.
Yeah,
Shake him off the pimping. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? Izzo the Great. Thank you for being
Go,
here. AWOL Podcast.
Go get 20 Trials. Go listen to his beats.
Do that.
J.I., what's your beat stars?
Beat stars, Izzo the Great.
Izzo the Great.
Izzo the Great. That's
word.
IZZO THEGREAT. Izzo the Great.
With an exclamation point on you bitch ass niggas.
That's that.
And
anything you want them to follow at anything.
Yeah, follow me at Izzo_the Great on Instagram and Izzo the Great on Twitter.
And I'll put that in the description.
I'm Shaker Breaker on every motherfucking thing.
That'll be in the description.
Follow me, Shakes on YouTube. Check out my channel. I'm doing reaction videos. And I got a Patreon, patreon.com/Shakes. Shakes on YouTube, Shaker Breaker on TikTok, Shaker Breaker on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.
Word.
Yo, you said Snapchat. Yo, Snapchat dead, fam.
I'm just saying, nigga. I'm just saying.
Yo, but that's what it is, yo, fellas.
I'm just saying.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And on that note, we out of here.
Peace.
We out. Peace.
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Peace.